Good morning, Alive. How are you? Thanks for coming in. What's going on? What is going on, girl? How's your afternoon going? How is your afternoon going, girl? My channel has picked up again, and I see what I mean. You got to keep on going, girl. Don't give up. Told you it was gonna keep on going. You got to keep going. I got the worst cold this morning. Well, life. Let me tell you, girl. I got the worst cold today. I do, but I'm here. I am here. Traveling from here to Ohio. It's a lot. It's a lot. Hey, good morning to Shari's channel. How are you? Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up as you come in. Welcome to the live stream this morning. You have one too. Oh wow, it's bad. Yeah. As soon as a couple more people get in here, we're gonna get started on our topic. Our topic going to be today is about being a good role model to your children. To your children. But let's get a couple more people in here. Are you in bed? I should be in bed, but I gotta go to work today. I might call off because I am feeling horrible. Yeah, but I'm hoping everybody having a great morning. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Being a good role model to your children. That's what we're gonna talk about. As soon as a couple more people get in here. Yeah, yeah. I suppose I've been trying to upload a video, but the thing keep going around and around. Won't even let me upload it, so I gotta. I have to get back on here when I get off and upload it again. It's horrible when you're trying to do something you can't get it right. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Tater Hearts. How are you? Good morning. Make sure you guys thumbs up the live stream as you come in. Change your channel. Looks like fabulous. Yeah, everybody thumbs up the live stream. Today we're going to talk about being a good role model to your children. So many people not being a great role model to your children. You have to teach your children about the Bible as long as it once they start walking, teach them about the Bible. Don't say done, honey. Just say you did. Just say I network with you. Please remove that. Don't say done. Yeah. So teach your children about the Bible. Teach them how to. Thank you, Monique. Teach your children how to listen to you. Teach your children a great role model. Be a great role model to your children. Don't let your children grow up by themselves because your children are listening to you. When you are teaching your children, first of all, wait till they get older, like 1 year old, and teach them what the Bible means. Sit down and talk to them. Even though they don't understand, you still should start while they little. That's how your kids grow up to listen to you. Teach your children about self-respect. Mostly people don't teach their children about respecting one another. Teach your children about race. Teach them there's no difference between black and white. Mostly people doesn't teach their children about that. You have to teach your children about that because if you don't teach your children about these things, they're gonna go to school and gonna learn it on their own that race is bad. That they're gonna not like that color because they listen to what other people say. Start at home teaching your children. Be a great role model. Teach your children self-respect. Mostly people don't know how to teach their children self-respect because your children is listening, looking at you growing up. They're looking at everything you do. So if you're not teaching your children the right way, you're going to wonder later on why they're learning this, why they're learning that, because they're learning it from you. Teach your children about the Bible while they're young. Don't wait till they get older. I don't care if they can't talk. Teach them. Sit down in front of your children and teach them about that. Teach them about loving one another. Mostly people don't teach their children about loving one another. That's why they grow up not loving one another. They grow up with hate. Teach them that there's no hate in the world. Let them know that you got to love people in the world. Don't teach them about hate. Kids are listening to you. If you're talking crazy on the phone and your children sitting right there listening to you, they're going to learn about that. If you disrespecting people somewhere, adults, learn about teaching them how to respect adults. Mostly people don't teach their children about respecting adults. That's why they grow up disrespecting older people, disrespecting people that's older than them because they're not taught at home about that. Don't let the school teach your children. Don't let the streets teach your children about being a great role model, being a great person. Because if you do, they're going to teach them the wrong stuff. There are so many children are going backwards because they're not learning the right stuff. Teach your children how to do the right stuff. Teach your children how to love one another. Don't teach them hate. Should you teach your children about sexuality? Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Teach them all of that. Let your kids grow up and teach not just everybody, teach everybody in your household. Once they start walking, no matter if they're talking or not, you teach them. You sit down and you teach your children about self-respect. Mostly parents don't teach their children about self-respect, loving one another. When they're watching you going around hating people, guess what? Your children are going to grow up and do the same thing. So we have to teach our children the right stuff. If we want these things embedded into our children, we have to teach them while they're little. Don't wait till they get 10, 11 years old. Guess what? Then it's too late. They are already know stuff. These children these days, you have to start little because they're learning so much from the streets. They're learning so much from the TV. They're learning so much from the schooling. If you teach them respect now, if you teach them how to love one another now, if you teach them not to put people down, they will learn that. If they see you putting people down, guess what? They're going to put people down. It's better for them to hear it from you than when they hear it. Absolutely, Monique. They got to hear it from you. Don't let them hear it from people out there. If they see you putting people down all the time, guess what? They're going to put people down. Kids are looking at you, if you notice or not, even little kids. 1 year old, they're watching what you do. They're watching their mother become a great mother. So if they're watching you become a great mother, they want to do the same thing you do. They're going to mock you. So when your kids are little, be consistent with them in teaching them. Don't teach them one day and say, hey, you know what? They're going to learn from that. They're not going to learn from one day. Be consistent in whatever you do. If you teach your children about the Bible one day, they're going to forget it later. Get up in the morning. If you got little children, sit down when you have some free time and talk to them about the Bible. Let them know that there is a God that loves you. Let them know about hate. Let them know about loving one another. Let them know about race. Because if you don't teach them about race, they're not going to love the other color because you didn't teach them that. They're going to listen to the school. They're going to listen to the peers in school. That's why so many kids having peer pressure because they're going through so much stuff because they're not taught at home how to love one another. They don't know the meaning about love. Teach your children about saying I love you. Most of the children don't know to say I love you because they're not taught at home. I taught my children when they were little about love, no race. We all bleed the same color. I mean, same way. I didn't teach them about this and that. I didn't teach them. I taught them the right stuff. So when they got older, they would never part from it. God said, when you teach a child while they're little, be a role model to your kids. Right, be a great role model to your kids. When you teach your children while they're little, they'll never part from it. But when you teach your kids, when you wait till they get older, they got their own little attitude. They got bad attitudes. They're not going to listen to you. But while you're there small, you have to teach them. Like I was saying, when my kids were growing up, I taught them about self-respect. I taught them about the Bible. So that my kids are older now, so they know about the Bible. Maybe they may stray away from the Bible, but they'll always come back because they were taught that. Sometimes kids stray away from what you taught them, but they're always going to be remembering in the back of their head, hey, my mother taught me about self-respect. My mother taught me about loving one another. My mother didn't teach us about hating people. She taught us to love people. She taught us about the Bible. Maybe they may stray forward for a moment, but they're going to always make their way back to that situation where you taught them. Be a great role model. Teach your children how to love one another. Teach your children how to respect one another. Teach your children about self-confidence. Mostly children don't know about confidence because they're not taught at home. Teach your children about having self-esteem, good self-esteem, not low self-esteem. There's a lot of children have low self-esteem. You know why? Because they're taught it at home. They're used to getting bashed out. They're getting used to getting talked about because they're listening to their parents doing all this stuff. Other than being a great role model. It doesn't take a lot to be a great role model. Your children is watching you. Everything your children is doing, they're watching you. If you don't think your children is watching you, just keep on doing what you're doing there. They're watching what you do. I see a lot of children grow up being horribly kids because they're watched with their parents. There's fighting in the house. There's dysfunctional stuff going on in the house. So they're watching you. If you're beating your husband up or you're beating your spouse up, whatever, they're going to grow up and do the same thing because they think it's okay. It's not okay. So be a great, great role model to your children. Teach your children why they're young. Don't wait till they get older to teach them anything because sometimes it may be too late. Start them while they're little, even though they're not walking, even though they're not talking. Talk to your children. They're going to look at you. And while you're talking to them, learn them about the Bible. Learn them that God loves you. Mostly children don't know that when they get older. A lot of kids, like the kids that I teach today at school, they don't know nothing about the Bible because they wasn't taught at home. Like one little boy told me, I don't know nothing about the Bible because we don't talk about the Bible in my household. Kids don't talk about the Bible because the parents don't teach them about it. Just raise your kids. Don't just raise your kids just to be raise them the proper way. There's a lot of people have children, don't even raise their children. There's a lot of children having children. So how can they teach their children anything when they're having children? They're children themselves. So while you have a kid that's little, teach them to be positive. Teach them not to be negative. There's a lot of negative children going on because they're not taught positive. Teach them how to uplift others. Teach them how to uplift themselves. Teach them how about encouraging themselves. They don't need nobody always to encourage them. Mostly people kids not taught that they don't need nobody not to encourage them. They wait on people to encourage you. Teach your children that you can encourage yourself just by doing great. When your kids are doing great, let them give them something. Let them know, hey, you're doing great. High five them. Give them something nice. Say, you know what, you're doing amazing. I thank God that you are great. When your kids are doing great in school, give them something. You don't have to give them something all the time. Let them know, hey, you know what, I love you. You are doing amazing. Reward them sometime. I'm not saying reward them all the time, but sometimes take some time out and reward them. Take them out to dinner. Give them some money sometime. Let them know that they're doing a great job. Sometimes your children want to know that they're doing a great job. Can't agree more with you. Yeah, Monique, we have to let our kids know that we're doing great. You're doing great, girl. Keep it up. Let them know, keep it going. Keep focusing. Because when you don't tell these children that, they feel down and out. That's why when I go to school and counsel little children, they're down and out because they don't know about love. They don't know about respecting one another because they're not taught at home. If you don't teach your children about loving one another, how do you think they're going to learn it? Don't let the school teach your children about hate. Don't let your school teach your kids about race. Oh, I don't like that color. Don't you like that color either? Tell your children we all bleed the same way, regardless of what color. You are allowed to date whoever you want to date, regardless of the color. Mostly people don't teach their children that. They teach them one color. Oh, you're black, so you should date black people. Oh, you white, you should date white. No, it shouldn't be about race. It should be about loving one another, regardless of what color you are. That's why children learn these type of things because they're not taught it at home. Teach your children the right stuff, people. That's how they learn. Teach them about giving. Let them be a giver. Don't let them be stingy with each other. Teach them about happiness, love, respect. Hold on. Uh, as a teenager, when I was a kid, my parents raised me as a straight maid in the 5th grade. I had feelings for boys. I was like, no, no, this ain't now. I'm a freshman and all happy and proud. See? You have to learn these things. You're going to do okay, Tad. Just keep on what you're doing. Hello, Separanza. I think that's your name. Make sure you thumbs up the live stream if you can for your sister over here. Yeah, you have to teach your children the right thing. Be consistent in teaching them. Don't just teach them. Be consistent in it. Whatever you do, stay consistent. Don't just say something one day to your children and that's it. Be consistent. You want to see your children grow. You want your children to be somebody. So they're looking up at you. They're looking at what you do. So if you're doing something wrong that's not right, they're going to grow up doing that. Teach your children to watch what they say out their mouth. Teach your children about saying kind words other than mean words all the time to people. People don't teach their children that. That's why they grew up saying mean things to people. That's why they grew up bullying one another because they're not taught at home that don't bully people. You have to teach your children at home not to bully people because if you don't, they're going to learn it in school around the bullies. There's going to be a lot of bullying. Do you know your children are going to be around a lot of peer pressure? The reason why your children is around the peer pressure because there's a lot of attitudes, a lot of different people in school. Hey, Blessed Gamer, how are you? Make sure you thumbs up the live stream for me if you can. Yeah, so teach your children the right stuff. Teach your children to pray every day. Teach your children to get on their knees and pray to God. Teach your children pray before they eat. Teach your children these. Teach your children to be kind to one another. Teach your children to love one another. Are we teaching our children this? Absolutely not. And you blame it on the school. You blame it on the teachers. Stop blaming stuff on the teachers. You are the parent. That is the teacher. You are the role model, not the teacher. You teach your children what you want to do. You embed those great behaviors in your children, not the school. The teacher's supposed to teach your teacher this about education, not about what you got to teach them. Teach them when they are young and they will never part. Absolutely. They will never part from a Monique. They may stray away, but guess what? They're going to come back, Monique, because they're going to remember what you taught them. It's going to be embedded in them. They might not bring it up all the time. Like if you teach your children to go to church and they stop going when they get older, they're going to always remember what you said. And sooner or later, they're going to go back to what you taught them. So just because they stray away from sometime what you taught them, it's not gone away. It's going to come back. But it's going to come back in their time. But it's not gone. So don't think, hey, I taught my kids all this. They're not staying up with it. They are, but they're trying to find their own self. Sometimes you have to let a child find their own self when they get older, even though you taught them about loving one another, even though you taught them about giving and all this good stuff. But you got to be good to yourself and be good to your children. Tell your children that you love them. Only way your children are going to say they love you back, you got to teach them about love. Mostly children don't know how to say they love you because they're not taught that. Just like I said, the children that I teach with at school, they don't know nothing about love. I'm a counselor at school, and I teach little children from 5 to 10 years old. They know nothing about love. They know nothing about the Bible. They don't know nothing. So when I tell the children that I teach at school about, hey, love one another, they was like, oh, really? We got to love one another? Or I say, hey, I love you. And they say they were never taught that. So if a child never taught how to love somebody, they don't know how to say I love you. They don't know how to treat their peers because they're not taught about love. All they taught is about ghetto stuff, guns. Don't teach your children this stuff. Don't you see the way the world is going already? Guns, prostitution, killing, stealing, abusing. This is what kids are seeing. Some of this stuff is at people's home. These homes are very dysfunctional. So you wonder why your kids grow up dysfunctional because they're learning about violence. They're learning about misbehaving and all this stuff that they shouldn't be learning about because you haven't taught them the right stuff to do. So we have to really embed stuff in our children. We have to really teach our children stuff really needs to be needed out here in the world. Don't teach them craziness. Don't teach them about race. Don't teach them bad stuff about race. Teach them to love everybody, no matter what color you are. You have to teach them that. If you don't teach kids about what color they are, loving everybody, no matter what color they are, they're going to grow up with race problems. They're going to grow up hating the other color. And you wonder why children are so bad, so mischievous, so all of this devious and all this stuff, because you have taught them the wrong stuff. Teach your children the right stuff. If you want to be a great role model, teach your children the right stuff. Be a great role model because they're looking at you. They're looking at everything you do. I have 3 children, and I made sure I taught my children the right stuff. I remember me being in 6th grade and listening to classical music. Oh, Lord, was I embarrassing. Was you? Oh, my goodness. It's okay, girl. You know we're going to do those type of things. Yeah. But teach them. Teach them about toxic behavior. Teach them about attitude. Mostly children don't know about having an attitude, what it means about being sad or being angry. Teach your children it's okay to be angry. Teach your children don't stay that way. Mostly people don't teach their children these things. Be a great role model to your children. Don't say, hey, my children need to learn this. Be a great role model. Be the best role model you can be. Don't go around hating people because your children listening at that. Don't go around cussing people out. Your children are going to do the same thing that you're doing. If you're going around cussing people out, guess what? Your children are going to do the same thing you're doing. Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on a second. Yeah. Teach your children not to put each other down. Hey, Brandon, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Thanks for the thumbs up. Teach your children not to put each other down. If a child see you putting each other away, lifestyle, kids, initiate everything we do. I have 3 kids, and I have to attest that to the test. Yeah, you have to. You have to, Monique, because if you don't, they're going to learn on their own. And teach your kids about not putting each other down. Because if you're not teaching your children not to put each other down, guess what? They're going to start doing that. Good morning. So teach your children right from wrong. Mostly parents don't teach their children right from wrong. They let them go out in the streets and learn it. They let them learn about guns and all that. Be a good role model, people. Because if you don't, your children are going to learn the wrong stuff. We want to teach this stuff while they're little. Open up a Bible sometime. Get a child Bible and read it to them. That's what I used to do to my children. All 3 of my children know about God. They know about it. Maybe they may part from it, but they'll come back because I embedded that into them. I didn't argue around my children because I didn't want them to do that when they get older. If I had a problem with somebody, my spouse, I would go in the room. Don't do stuff like that in front of your children because they're looking at you. Don't fight in front of your children because they're looking at you again. You don't think they looking at you from their small while they little? When they grow up to be teenagers, and when they're bitter, mostly people are bitter when they grow up. Mostly kids are bitter because they watch what you do. They watch the things that you do. So they grow up being bitter. I grew up being bitter. It wasn't because of my mother. My mother was a great role model because when we were little, we was all around the table learning about the Bible. All five of my sisters and brothers, we were all around the table learning about the Bible. My mother was a great role model. It wasn't my mother. It was cousins coming over. And I grew up really, really bitter because of them. Because my mother had took care of my cousins, all of my cousins, about 6 and 7 of my cousins, and they grew up doing all types of stuff. And she was trying to be a great, great role model for them. But they got out in the streets doing the wrong stuff. So they caused me to be bitter, some of the stuff that they did. So don't let your children grow up to be bitter. Because once your children grow up to be bitter, they're not going to listen to you no more. They don't care what you say. So that's what I'm trying to say. Start from little. Start while they little. Don't wait till they get teenagers because you know what? It's too late. They got their own mind. They got their own attitude. And they're not going to listen to you no more. Especially a 15 and 16-year-old. These days, 15 and 16-year-old don't want nothing to do with you. They think they're older than you now because you didn't embed nothing into them while they were little. Teacher, set a great example for your kids. I don't care what it is, just set a great example. Whatever your kids are going through, set a great example. Be a good example to your children. Don't let them see you fight. Don't let them see you fuss. Don't let them see you do none of that stuff. If you got to have disagreement with your spouse, go in the room. Don't sit out in front of your children and fuss with them. Fuss with your spouse. They're watching everything you do. That's why a lot of children grow up bitter, hating their parents, because they're watching everything you do. Don't let that happen. That's why I counsel children in school. They're so bitter. They don't have no direction right now. And they're young. I got kids young as 5 years old saying they wish they died. Because their parents have not been parents. No 5-year-old should never say they wish they died. No 7-year-old should be cutting their arm up. This is what I teach. This is who I counsel. Kids like this. That's why I wanted to be a counselor. Because of stuff like this. Things are like this going on. I have kids as young as 5 years old, very, very bitter already. Haven't even experienced life. You know why? Because the parent wasn't being a role model. She let that child just go and do her own thing. She didn't teach her while she was little to be a child. She let that child do whatever she wanted to do. So that's why I got kids cutting their arm all the way up from here to here. That's sad. Me being so sensitive when it comes to my little children that I counsel to, it makes me cry. But I have to stay strong for these little children. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Be a great role model to your children. Don't let your children go out here and want to commit suicide, say they wish they could die. 5 years old? That's a baby. Why would she want to die? She haven't even experienced the world yet. It comes from the parent. It's not the children's fault. So many people blame stuff on children. It's not the children's fault that she want to cut herself at 7 years old. That she want to wish she was dead at 5. And you're going to say that's the children's fault? She haven't even begun growing yet. She's not even matured yet. And she want to die. Come on, people. I 5 years old. Oh my good, please intervene. Yeah, intervene, yes. She's 5 years old. She wants to kill herself. Off. Every time I say something to take me back off. I have a 7-year-old that cuts herself. She cuts herself, and you know what she tell me? She said, it makes me feel good when I cut myself. She don't cover up. She just let it show. I told my other people, I don't know where all my people are today, but I told my people the other day in my live stream that I'm going to bring this little girl here if I get a chance, if her mother let me. They working right now to take her out her home because she cuts herself and her mother is on drugs. So they're working right now to remove her from that family, that toxic family that she's in. So I told my people the other day that I was going to bring her here and show you guys her arm. She don't care if you look at her arm. She's 7. She would talk to you about her arm. She say that cutting herself makes her feel good, makes her feel great, make the pain go away. The reason why she's like this, because she didn't have a great role model. The reason the 5-year-old is like that, because she didn't have a great role model. No 5-year-old should think about killing herself. She haven't even gone to see the world yet. She's just a baby still. That's why I'm trying to say, talk to your children. When your children come home from school, big, tall, whatever, get a one-on-one relationship with your children. Don't just let your child coming from school and don't say nothing to you. Talk to them. Ask them, is everything okay in school? Ask them, do we need to talk? Even if they say no and you see them discouraged, grab their hand and sit down and talk to them. Say, let's talk. You want to go out to eat? Is anything bothering you? You need a hug? Mostly people don't give their children hugs. And sometimes all the children need is a hug. Hey, I love you, sister. I love you, brother. I'm here for you. Mom is here for you. Dad is here for you. Kids don't hear that. Most of the kids don't hear that. That's why they go and do the stuff that they do to themselves. That's why they hurt themselves. That's why they want to commit suicide. It starts from babies, guys. We got to grow up. We got to live for today and learn to love our children a little bit more. Hug our children a little bit harder. Say I love you to your children. Don't let your kids grow up in the world don't know nothing about love. I don't know nothing about love. That's what they would say. I wasn't taught about love. Most of the children are not taught about love. Teach them about love. Teach them about giving. Teach them not to be stingy with one another. There's a lot of children who are stingy with one another. They're not taught about giving. They're not taught about that. Oh, this is mine. I'm not giving you that. Don't let your child grow up being stingy. Teach them about giving. Teach them about tithing while they're young. Mostly people you take to church with your children, they don't want to give their money up. I taught my children when they were little, when we go to church, you give something in church. I don't care if it's 50 cents. You give something in church. Don't just keep it to yourself. I see a lot of children go to church today. Oh, I ain't going to have enough for my candy. Because parents not teaching them how to give. You have to teach your children about giving. And you have to be consistent on them. Consistent on their behavior. Teach them how to love one another. Teach them how about being consistent in whatever they do. Giving, apologizing, forgiving. Most parents don't teach their children about forgiving one another. So they grow up with a grudge, hating people. Don't do that. Teach your children the right stuff while they're small. Don't let them teach you. You teach them. Mostly parents let their children teach them stuff. How are you going to let your children teach you? You're the parent, not her. So teach your children about the right stuff. Do the right stuff. Embed good behavior into your children. Let them watch you be a great mother, great role model. We don't want our children to fall short. You see, so many people out here are falling short. Not loving one another, hating one another, doing all kinds of stuff to one another, other than doing the right stuff. Teach your children about forgiving one another when somebody have wronged them. Don't have them holding grudges that last forever. That's not good for you. Now, if you're going around holding grudges and your children seeing that, they're going to do the same thing. Teach them to be positive. Teach them that there's no such thing as negative. Stay away from negative people. Only way children's going to learn this stuff, you have to embed that in them. Don't let a children raise themselves. I see a lot of parents, they're out in the bars, let their children raise themselves. And you wonder why children get raped out here. And you wonder why children do this, do that, because they're not taught the right stuff. So So we got to teach our children the right stuff. I don't know where all my people are today. I have no idea. But they should be here today. This is a very good topic. Yeah, so teach them great things. Teach them about integrity. Teach them about self-respect. Teach them about taking care of themselves the right way. The clothes to wear, the right stuff to wear, the proper words to say. Teach them about English. Teach them about great stuff. Yeah, we got to teach them that. But I guess everybody gone. I guess I have to wait till some more people come on, huh? Yeah, but you got to teach them. Teach them right a little. Yeah, they are busy. Hold on a second. Yeah, maybe they are busy. Yeah, but we got to teach our children this stuff. Because if you don't embed these things to these children now, they would never learn. They're going to be crazy. So don't teach them these things. And you wonder why kids go up bipolar because of this stuff. Mm-hmm. They grow up bipolar because of what they learn at home. And you wonder why so many kids under stress got to go to mental hospitals because they're not taught at home the right stuff. Do you wonder why kids act out in school? Because they're not taught right at home. You got to be a great role model. And a great role model starts from home. It don't start from school. So many parents want their children to learn from school. You can't teach your children from school. Don't let your teacher teach your children. Your teacher is there to teach education, not to tell the child how to be great about race, about loving one another. That's not your teacher's job. That is your job. And when you learn your child this, they will never part from it. Embed these things to their children. Encourage children. There's a lot of children are not being encouraged because they're not taught at home. That's why a lot of kids have low self-esteem because they're not taught about loving yourself, loving one another. They're not taught that. So when they get to low self-esteem, we, our parents, have to lay our kids' foundation not to teach. Absolutely, Monique. But they don't care. Parents are not caring. Just like a couple years ago, Monique, I had a little girl that hung herself that I taught, that I went to counsel with. She hung herself. Her mother was a drunk too. She was 7 years old. It happened here in Atlanta. She hung herself some years ago. She came home and back and forth from school. She kept coming to school telling her mother that somebody's bullying her. And her mother said, tell your teacher. This is what she said. She's a drunk. Oh, this was a horrible group that I was teaching. I was counseling. So, and she said, tell your teacher. And she said, I did. This was the little girl said, I did. So she came back again and told her mother again, people are bullying me at school. And the mother said again, if they bully you again, let me know. I'm going to go up to the school. When 7 years old, 7 years old. So she went back to the school again, and she didn't tell nobody because that was her mother's job to do. Hey, good morning. Jerry, how are you doing this morning? Thanks for coming in, sweetie. Make sure you thumbs up the live stream for me. So she went back again and told her mother again that they're being mean to her. So what happened when she went back again and told her mother that they're being mean to her, her mother said, didn't I tell you to tell the teacher? So her mother never came up to the school. So the very last day she came home, She found her daughter hung in the closet. She already was crying out for help. The daughter was already crying out for help. I supposed to have been counseling this girl the next day, but I never got a chance to because she had hung herself. Her mother was too busy laying up with different men. She didn't have time for her daughter. That's what I'm trying to say. When a child is crying out for your help. People cry out for your help, and you just don't know who crying out for your help, but you got to help them. Don't say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this. You got to help children when they cry out for your help. Don't leave them hanging. Don't leave them by themselves out there in the world, because this is a bad world out here. They need help. Yeah, they need help. May her soul rest. Yes, I know, Monique. Her soul rest in peace. She needed help. And that happened about 2 years ago. I was supposed to be counseling her, but I never got a chance to counsel her because she died before I got a chance to do anything for her. But kids need help. That's what I'm trying to say. You need to be a good role model to her children. So that woman that this happened to her child, she's in jail today because that's her fault. She wasn't there for her child. Her child cried out for help, but she didn't get the help she needed. So these things happen to you when you're not getting the help you needed. So when a child is crying out, talk to them. Sis, when it comes to my kids, I'm a lion, my dear. Nobody jokes with me. Girl, tell me about it. Tell me about it. My children are big now, but I was always at the school, teacher conference, whatever whatever came up to the school, I was there. When you see your child coming home angry, telling you every day that somebody's bullying her, that little girl couldn't take the pain no more. Like I'm saying right now, I got a 5-year-old I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with her. I'm really dealing with her because she wants to kill herself. She says she don't think she's welcome in this world. 5 years old, talking like she about 30 years old. She haven't even experienced life, Monique, yet. And she talking about this already. And you wonder why children grow up to be bitter, be rebellious, be disrespectful because of this. This little girl is very, very bitter. She's 5. Bitter. Nothing you say to her going to make her change her mind. I can't talk to her about nothing about what she's going through. She don't want to hear. But she's coming around a little bit. She's better than she was when I first got her. She's better. But you got to understand, these kids are learning this stuff from you. They're learning to be bitter because of you. You have to be a good role model. If you don't be a good role model, the children are going to get lost out here in the world. This world is crazy out here. Killing, stealing, everything is going on. Prostitution, everything. So child is not getting attention at home. She's going to grow up and get attention from somebody else. Mostly parents are not giving their kids attention. That's why they grow up being bitter, not loving one another. Okay, hold on. My daughter was being bullied with a certain boy in school, and she is 12. Oh, I went to school so angry because the teacher were taking it like, see what I mean? Teachers are taking it lightly. At least you being a parent, Monique, you're going to the school. What mostly parents don't do. They want to sit down and let the teacher raise them. At least you went up to the school and say, hey, you know what? This bullying going to have to stop. This is my child. That's why a lot of kids kill themselves. That's why a lot of kids commit suicide. Because they don't have good role models at home. People are not listening to their children. If a child tell me they're getting bullied, let me tell you something. I'm at that school. I'm at that school, Monique. I'm right there, right there. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to be there for that child. I'm not going to say, hey, you know what? I'll deal with this tomorrow. You tell me that morning, I'm going to put some clothes on. I'm going, let's go. Who's bullying you? Why is you bullying my child? Why haven't you done nothing, teacher? I'm going to let them know. That's the way you gain confidence in your children. Children lose confidence because they don't have nobody. That's why they grow up better, because they don't think they have nobody. That 7-year-old who killed herself, she thought she didn't have nobody. She told her mother time after time after time that somebody's bullying her. I got a little girl too. I got another little girl that's 9 years old. She have a bad odor. I brought stuff to her home. I go to her home, not only to the school, I go to her home. I bought body wash, I bought perfume, everything for her. Because she's having a bad body odor. So when she go to school, being that she's 9 years old, people are bullying her. So I'm counseling her on that right now. She getting bullied about the children in school because they say she stink. The reason why she smell like that, because her mother is not teaching her about hygiene. She just sent her off to school. Don't tell her to take a shower when she gone. She just sent her off to school. So she getting bullied. So why she getting bullied? She have no direction. She have nobody to turn to. She don't have nobody to tell her, you have to wash. You got to keep yourself clean. You have to keep your hygiene up. She have none of that going on. So I come home. I go to her house often, and we talk. We talk about hygiene. We talk about loving one another. We're talking about uplifting her. We talk about confidence. We talk about low self-esteem. She have low self-esteem. She don't have no confidence in herself. She don't think she's a beautiful girl. She don't think none of this stuff about herself. So since she don't think she have none of this stuff about herself, she don't want to clean herself up. Her mother didn't teach her about keeping your body clean. So I bring her body wash. I bring her stuff that she can clean herself with. So I go over there the other day. I say, she's still smelling the same. I say, have you been using your body wash? Hey, good morning, Sissy Eaters. How are you? Where's all my people at? They're coming every blue moon. I see somebody come in. How you doing this morning? And thanks for the thumbs up. So I bring body wash to her, Monique. I bring all this type of stuff to her just so she can keep herself clean. So I asked her mother the other day. I said, are you giving her, letting her learn her about keeping her body clean? She said, oh, yeah, she doing it. And I told the little girl to bring me, her name is Pam. I said, bring me your body wash. So she brought the body wash in there. It's still filled up. The perfume never been lubed. She said, my mom said I can't use it right now. So you teaching this child to be bullied in school. You don't care if she being bullied in school, even though she have an odor. You need to teach her these things. They're going to keep on bullying and bullying and bullying her because she have an odor. And her mother not teaching her about keeping yourself clean, taking a shower daily. She's not teaching her this. So she going to school smelling some type of way because of other people. And you want to be a good role model to your children. That's not the way we do it. Being a great role model, teaching your children about hygiene, teaching them about loving one another, not hating on people. What they was doing to her, they hating on her. So every day I want to bring her home. I wish I can take her in so bad, but I'm not allowed. I wish I can adopt her, but I'm not allowed. I'm a foster parent. I've been a foster parent like almost 20-something years. I don't have any foster children in my house because I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I'm too busy to have a foster child right now in my house. So being that I'm so busy not to have a foster child in my house, I go out and do what I do now. But once I'm in the summertime again, once school is out, I'm on call. I can be a foster parent again, and I can bring some children in my home again. I get children from youngest newborn to 10 years old. Being that I don't have time right now, I can't do it right now. So that's what I do. I'm a foster parent. I'm a counselor. I go to churches. I go to schools. I go to nursing homes to talk to children about this type of stuff. I talk to the nursing to people, the older people, adults, about neglect, abuse. We talk about all that stuff. I thank God gave me this to be able to talk to people. I thank God that God gave me the strength to be able to encourage people that's going through stuff, to lift people's spirits up. Everybody needs their spirits lifted up sometime, even a child, even an adult. There's a lot of adults are down and out in the nursing home that needs their spirits to be lifted up. They need another role model in their life. I'm that role model that goes to the churches, that goes to the nursing home, to talk to people about being okay, being loving one another. Hold on. Sis, I think I can't work with family. I think I can't work with family like that because I can be so mad with his parents. I have to pray to God to give me some more patience with parents. You know what, Monique, I wasn't always a patient person before I became a Christian. I was a horrible person. Patience was just like that. I had to learn patience. So once I became a foster parent, I learned to be patient. I had a lot of children. I had a fire starter in my house. I had a person that smeared feces on the wall. I had to be patient with these people. I was like, you know what? Don't give me no more children. And you know what? They seemed like they gave me these type of children in my home to take care of them because they knew I was patient. I was very, very patient. But a long time ago, I wasn't patient. I was like, y'all got to go. But now that I learned as I grew older and got wiser, I learned to be patient. So I learned about patience. So these kids, they sent me fire starters. People that didn't go to ADHD children. I had children with syphilis. I had children with bad diseases, gonorrhea. I had all types of children. I had a 7-year-old child in my house that had syphilis all over her mouth. 7 years old. She had to have her own cup, her own spoon. So much stuff happened to this little 7-year-old in my house. Oh my goodness, it broke my heart. That's why I learned to be a counselor. That's why I went to school to do this. Because this is what's going on in the world. People need to talk. People need for you to talk to them. People need to be encouraged, especially children. Not only children, adults need to be encouraged. There's a lot of adults that's in a nursing home doesn't have role models, doesn't have kids that come see them. So I come and see adults in the nursing home. I talk to them. I bring them stuff. I give them an encouraging word. We read the Bible together. I give them a hug. Sometimes all people need is a hug. Sometimes all people need to hear you say that you love them. A lot of people don't say they love you. But that's what people need to hear sometimes. Hey, I love you, girl. I love you, boy. I love you, mother. I love you, father. I work with elderly. Hold on, your thing and came up. I work with the elderly people, and I love my work so much because I get wisdom and knowledge from them. I am Gatorade. Are you? That's great. Go, girl. See, that's what me. That's when I go to the nursing home and talk to the older people. Like this lady, she called me her daughter. She said, oh, here come my daughter, here come my daughter. She said, I know I'm going to get some knowledge today. So I go and I talk to her. And we talk and we talk and we talk. Usually on Saturdays when I'm not working, I go to the nursing home and I sit and I talk to her. We play cards together. We talk about loving. We talk about the Bible. We're talking about encouraging her. I lift her spirits up. Some days I go to the nursing home. It's a lot of sad people in there. Oh, my daughter don't come see me no more. Oh, these people are doing me wrong. Oh, I don't want to be here. Would you take me home? That's what they say to me. And I was like, oh, I wish I could. I wish I could. I say, but I'm not here all the time. I'm not at home all the time. I say, you would be alone, and I don't want you to feel alone. But that's okay. I just want to get out of here, they say. I have all types of people that I talk to. I encourage people to keep on going. I'm about to put a video out today about YouTubers. Most of YouTubers want to stop doing what they're doing because people don't come see them. Because people say their channel is horrible. I got a video as soon as I get off here. I'm going to put it up. Make sure you guys go watch it. People need sometimes to be lifted up. Even a YouTuber. They need a good role model in their life and say, hey, you know what? Keep going. Mostly people think their channel not going nowhere. So they need people to lift them up. I'm that type of person. When you come to my channel, I do a lot of lifting up, encouraging one another. I'm a good role model. God wants me to be a great role model. Not just talk to people. Make sure you watch Sissy, but I didn't put it up yet. I'm going to put it up when I get finished off here. But God wants me to be a good role model. He don't care if you have 2 people in your live stream. I don't know where all my people are today. Maybe they sleep or I don't know. But anyway, God wants me to be a great role model. I can't go on my live stream and talk negative about people. That's not going to get me nowhere. I have to be a great, great role model. Oh, Monique, thank you so much. I have to be a great role model. I have to love one another. And I have to teach people how to give, how to be kind to one another. Even though you're going to have haters. We all have haters. I'm quite sure I do. Because mostly people pass my channel up because I'm talking about God. I'm talking about encouraging one another. People don't want to hear you talk about encouraging. People don't want to hear you talk about loving one another. They don't want to hear nothing about it. If you're talking about loving one another, if you're talking about God, anything about that, they simply pass me up. I have another sister that's on. She's not my sister, but my sister in Christ. She's on live stream. I mean, she do videos and live stream too. We get the less views. The people that talk about God, talk about encouraging one another, they get the less views on YouTube. But the people that talking about a bunch of drama and a bunch of crap, they get all the views. But I told my sister here in Christ, I told her, hold on, sister. Don't worry about those people. You're doing what you do for God. You're not doing it for people. When we learn that we're doing it for God, God is going to enlarge our territory. We don't have to worry about who comes and who don't come. But we got to learn to love ourselves even though we don't have what we want already. Keep going. Like I tell people, keep going. Whatever you do, keep going. Don't stop believing in yourself. Mostly people don't believe in themselves. That's why they quit YouTube. They quit the things that they do because they don't believe in themselves. Always, always believe in yourself. Always believe that you can do anything you want to do in life. I don't care what it is. Teacher, preacher, nurse, doctor, motivational speaker like me. Keep going. Don't stop doing what you're doing because people want you to stop. People want you to give up, throw in the towel. Don't stop believing in yourself because once you stop believing in yourself, you stop growing. What I mean by stop growing, you don't want to do nothing no more. You're going to stand in that position and you're not going to grow anymore. So always believe in yourself. So that's why I became a counselor, to let children know, believe in yourself. Believe that you can be anything you want to be. And when you dream, always dream really, really big. Never dream little. That's right. People will always come when we trust in God. Absolutely. They will. And when you dream, like I tell my children that I talk to every day, I tell them that when you dream, always dream something big. If you dream of beautiful things, dream big for them. If you dream of having more things in your life, dream big. Don't ever dream little. God wants us to dream big. When you come to God with a dream, dream big. And even though you don't have what you dreamed about already, always speak it into existence ahead of time. Don't wait till it happens. When I think about something, I always speak it into existence. Like I say, I want a big, big house. I always say, thank you, Jesus, for blessing me with that big house. Even though I don't have a big house yet, I have a small house, but I always speak it into existence early. I don't wait till it happens. You know, that's what people usually do. They wait till stuff happen. Speak it now. Don't wait later until you get it. That's why I teach my children, if you want something out of life, say you got it already. Say, God, thank you for blessing me with that. I know it's on its way. Speak it into existence. Don't wait till stuff happen. People wait, and wait. Maybe it's not going to happen when you want it to happen, but it's going to happen. As long as you stay obedient, kind, love one another, treat each other with respect, things will happen on His time, not your time. So, yeah, teach your children to be great role models. Teach your children to love one another. Teach your children to smile. Teach your children about being kind. Don't teach your children to hate each other. Don't teach your children these things because they're going to learn everything you taught them from you. Whatever you embedded in your child, they're going to learn it from you. So hold on a second. Hold on. You are jealous. You got somebody love you so much. You stinking cute. I can't even get on. That's beautiful. Girl, you ain't taking time out with him. I can't tell you what to do. What you do. Okay, guys. I'm back. Yeah, so teach your children about self-respect. The right people will always come when we trust in God. Yeah. So trust in God. Teach your children good stuff. Be great role models. Teach your children how to love one another. Teach your children how to respect one another. Only way your children are going to learn respect, you have to teach it. You wonder why a lot of children go around disrespecting adults. They're not taught to respect people. You wonder why children disrespect the police officer, teachers, and all that stuff. You got to keep running up to the school over and over again because you haven't taught them at home how to respect one another. You have to teach children the right stuff. And the only way they're going to learn the right stuff, you have to embed that in them. Don't say you want your children to do this. Don't say you want your children to do that. But did you teach them that yet? Or you just let them do what they want to do? Mostly children are learning from their siblings because you're not there to teach them the right stuff. A child should not learn from the next child. I see a lot of siblings raising their sister and brother. Don't let your child get raised by their sister or their brother. You are the adult. You had those children, not your children. You had them. So if you want your children to do something in life, to be somebody in life, you have to raise them the right way. Be a great role model to your children. Teach them about the Bible. Teach them about loving one another. Teach them about being kind. Appreciate each other. Teach them about not being selfish. There's a lot of children growing up being selfish. Everything mine. I don't want to give. Don't teach them that. Teach them about giving. Teach them about sharing. Mostly parents don't teach their children about sharing stuff. Mostly children think everything is theirs because they're not taught about, hey, let's share this. Let's be a giver. Stop taking everything from people. Give to people sometime. Teach your children about not taking everything. Give people some time too. You know, that's what we got to teach. Mostly parents don't teach their children that. That's why. I don't know where all my people at today, Jerry. Thank you for coming back, though. Yeah. You're teaching the right stuff. They will never part from it. They will never part from it. They will always remember what you taught them. Maybe they may get older and start doing wrong stuff, but they're going to come back to what you taught them. If you taught them while they were little. I taught each and every one of my kids while they were small. We were around the table reading the Bible. All of us was reading the Bible. We didn't stop reading the Bible. We read the Bible. So read the Bible to your children. I don't care how small they are. I see a lot of little grown people starting off with little babies, just talking to them. Talking to them. Read the Bible to them. Don't stop reading the Bible. Keep reading to them. Keep teaching to them. Teach. That's the only way your child going to learn. Don't let your child teach themselves stuff. Because if you let your child teach themselves stuff, they're not gonna learn the right stuff. They're gonna learn about guns. They're gonna learn about shooting you one day because you haven't taught them the right stuff. Good morning, Frank. How are you? Yeah. So teach them the right stuff. Be good to your kids. Respect your children and let your kids respect you back. Show them what respect is. Show them what it means to love one another. That's good, Frank. I'm glad you're here this morning. I don't know where all my folks at this morning. Maybe they still sleeping. I don't know what's going on 7:30. Well, it is 7:30. Yeah. Teach them about self-respect. So it was just me and Monique talking for a long time. I thank God for Monique being here today. She sat in here and she talked with me. Thank you, Monique, for being here for me. Yeah. So teach people about self-respect. Teach them about encouraging one another. Mostly children don't know about encouraging one another because they're not taught at home. Be a great role model, either if you're male or female. There's a lot of males trying to raise their daughters. They're trying to raise their daughters. They're trying to teach their daughters how to be a great mother one day. There's a lot of females trying to raise their sons by themselves, trying to teach them how to be a great man, the great provider. When you have a son, teach them how to be a great provider one day. They're going to look at you and learn from you. Teach them how to say thank you, yes ma'am. Don't teach them the slang words, yeah, huh. Don't teach them that stuff. While they little, say yes. If you don't want to teach your kids to say yes ma'am, at least teach them to say yes. Don't teach them to say yeah. Those words are not good. I see a lot of children say, when their parents call them, huh? No, it's either yes or yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Don't teach them. We should never get tired of teaching. Absolutely. Oh, here go a net flying here, moth or whatever. Yeah, we should never get tired of teaching our children, Monique. This moth, oh my goodness. Well, he's somewhere. Yeah, teach them the right stuff. If you want the children to learn something, they're going to learn it from you. Y'all. Big old moth coming in here. Yeah, they're going to learn it from you. So teach them the right stuff. You be the teacher. Don't let the teacher be the teacher. Don't let the school be the teacher either. Because the children are going to learn from the school. But once you taught them already what you done taught them at home, they wouldn't worry about what the school said. It's sad that the school have took Bibles out the school. I can't go to the school and teach the children about the Bible. They don't want me to go to the school and tell them about the Bible. If I go teach stuff, if I bring a Bible to the school, Monique and Frank, you guys, they're gonna fire me. I can't open the Bible up and tell them about the Bible at school. I have to wait till I go to the parents' houses, the child halls, to talk about the Bible. I can't bring that to the school because they took that out of the school. You should never take something about God out of the school, but that's what they do. Hey, good morning, Susie. How are you doing this morning, sweetie? Thank you for being here. Yeah. You have to teach the children about the Bible, but I can't go and take it to the school with me. I have to go to the kids' house to teach about the Bible. Why did they take the Bible out to school? I'm doing awesome. I'm sick a little bit, but I'm here. Thank you for being here for me, sis. How you doing today, girl? Yeah. So teach them the right stuff. Learn them about loving one another. Learn them about staying up. Good morning, sis. Hey, Muffy, how are you doing this morning, sissy? How my little sister doing this morning? I'm glad you are here. Encourage your kids. Thank you so much, Muffy. You're amazing. Encourage your kids to keep going. Tell them don't stop moving. Don't stop believing in yourself. Because kids are going to listen to what you do. Kids are going to do just what you do. If you're cussing and doing all that hooping and hollering in front of them, guess what? It's real sad they took prayer and reading the Bible out. Yeah, Frank, it is. I can't go to the school and bring my Bible out. I got to do it on my own term. The first time I went to the school, that's sad about the Bible. Yeah, the first time I went to the school and brought my Bible to school, they say, we don't do that here. You're going to have to go to the children's houses. That made me feel this low. They don't want you to do that in school. If I do that in school, I will be fired. So I got to learn to not do that in school. I got to do it the way they want me to do it. So the way they want me to do it, I have to go to their houses. It's bad. It's sad. God is looking at that crazy stuff. That's crazy. Taking a Bible out of school, taking praying out of school. So what do they do when they go eat their food? They can't pray. I taught all my kids before you eat your food, you need to pray. Like me and this little boy, we be in a conference together, sitting down. I'm counseling him. I said, are you going to pray before you eat? He said, no, we're not taught that. They took out God, and that's why the devil moved in. Absolutely. There you go. They don't want God in school. They don't want it, Frank. They don't want it in school. So they took it out. So me and this little boy was talking when I had brought him some food to eat, some Wendy's. And I say, he seen me praying before I eat. And I said, are you going to pray before you eat? He said, he said, my mom said, we ain't got to do that. We just eat. I said, I can't tell him, well, you better pray. I can't tell him that because that's what his parent had already embedded in him. I can't be his mom. I only can be a counselor. I can't go and say, well, you better pray before you eat that food. I only can tell my kids that. I'm the role model to my kids, but I can't tell them that. Yeah. So be a good role model to your children. Teach them to pray before they eat. Mostly parents don't teach their children to pray before they eat. Reason why you should pray before you eat, because who gave you that food? God gave you that food. If it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have that food. So it's always good to pray before you eat. It's always good to pray before you go to bed. It's always pray when you get up in the morning. People don't teach their children this. You have to teach your children that. That's why being a good role model. You have to. You have to embed these things. Yeah, it's true, Susie. We have to embed these things into our children. That's why children do the stupid stuff that they do. They're not learning it from the school. They're learning it from you. And you wonder why people are going to school with guns. You wonder why people are going to school with drugs. It's from you. Oh, I don't do that. I don't know where they get the gun at. From your household or from a child in school. That's where they got it from. So when you pray to your children, pray the right way. Teach your children to open the Bible up. When my children was young, we all gathered around the table. And everybody read a Bible verse. Maybe the children may go from it, but they're going to always remember to come back for what you taught them. When you teach a kid stuff, they will never part from that. But they may part from it for a little while, but they'll come back to what you taught them. I taught my children to pray. I taught my children to be a giver. I taught my children not to be selfish. There's a lot of children very, very selfish. Everything is there. Mine, 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 mine. Only way a children going to stop being selfish, you got to teach them to learn how to give. Not just give, to give to others. You have to teach your children about forgiveness. Most of the children don't learn about forgiveness because they think they're supposed to hold a grudge forever. Not good to hold a grudge forever with people. We have to have a good role models. These kids are being not taught by social media. They are not being monitored. Right, they're not being monitored, Susie. Don't let the school teach your children because you're going to be surprised what they teach your children. And you wonder why kids learning all this slang stuff. Oh, this, be. All this crazy music out here. Be this, be that. H this. I was about to say it, but this, that. They're learning it because of what they hear.
My TV cut off again.
Your what came off?
My TV cut off again.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold on, people. Yeah, I was about to say the word be this, be out. Hold on, people. Y'all keep networking. Let me see something. Your TV cut off? Okay, let's see. Put it on so you can lay down and watch. AJ, when you come out trying to straighten your TV up, I don't know what's wrong with it. Maya just woke up. When you come out trying to straighten your TV up, I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay. All right. Wait till your mom come out. She coming. Come. Maybe it'll come on in a minute. Hold on, people. I'm coming. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Yeah, so your kids are gonna learn from you. They're gonna learn everything you do. Kid is watching you, she watching everything you do. If you don't think a child is watching you, she watching you. I remember the time when I was raising my daughter. And I had said something to her. I said something. So she repeated it. Kids repeat everything you say. But you know what? Like now that she got older, but I'm talking about when she was little, she repeated everything I said. I was like, when you're old, when you're younger, you look and you got a kid growing up, and you say something, and she say the same things you said. She said the same thing I said. I said, oh, sometimes you got to watch what you say to kids, because if you don't watch what you say, they're gonna do a number on you. Be careful what you teach your kids. My daughter is doing that now. See, Susie, you got to be careful. Like when I'm in a car now, I be like, when my kid was little, I was like, D-A-M. I was like, you know what? And she said the same thing. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. You got to be careful what you say. Now that little Maya is growing up, I have to be careful what I say around her because she'll say it. Even though, because these people here in Atlanta drive crazy. Good morning, Frank. So, good afternoon. Here we are. Yeah. Yeah, they would say these type of stuff. So I got to be careful what I say because if I don't be careful what I say, it'll be crazy. So be careful what you say. Be a great, great role model to your children. I mean, be a great role model. I was a great role model. Like I said, when I was growing up, my mother got around the table with us. We read the Bible together. Everybody picked a verse. Everybody picked a verse, and we had to read it. My brothers didn't want to read the Bible. I was always interested in reading the Bible. So my mother was a great, great role model to me. If you don't have that guidance in life, you're going to grow up with no guidance, no love. Like I said, the little girl I teach, she don't know nothing about love. Nobody never told her that they love her. You have to tell your children that you love them so they know what love is. Most of the children don't know what love is. What's love? Like I told the little boy, I said, do you pray before you eat? He said, no, we don't pray. We just eat. Really? I can't tell him to eat. I can't tell him you better pray. That's not my child. I'm just a counselor. What I got to do, go around and say, you better eat, boy. You better pray. Now, if that was my child saying, you don't pray, I said, you better put that food down and pray. I can't do nothing but say, well, I said, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I said, but you need to pray before you eat, though. I said, but if you're not, I say, my children was always taught to pray before I eat. He said, well, we ain't taught. He said, I'm about to eat. He's 9 years old. He said he about to eat. So he just ate the food while I brought him there, and he was just eating. I said, okay. I can't tell him, put that food down and eat, boy, even though I want to say that. That's not my problem to do that. I only got to teach him the right stuff and keep it moving. So that's what I do. Teach children the right stuff and keep going. Don't stop believing in yourself. Don't stop believing in your child that your child can't grow up to be a doctor, a preacher, a teacher, anything they want to be, not a pastor, a president. Only way your children are going to think big, you got to show them stuff. Love to this generation is having say, yes, Teach them, and you have to teach your children about sex too. Don't leave that out. I don't care if you're Christian or whatever. You got to teach them about that. Because if you don't, they're going to learn it on their own out in the streets. Teach them what the wrongs and the right things about sex. Teach them about hygiene. Mostly parents don't teach each other about hygiene. Reason why they don't teach them about hygiene, like I said, I got this little 7-year-old girl, don't know nothing about hygiene. Hey, Sonny, how are you? Make sure you thumbs up the live stream for me. Don't know nothing about hygiene. I done brought her bottles and bottles. Thank you so much, Sonny. I had bought her bottles and bottles of bath wash, body wash. She get bullied at school from being stinky. It's not her fault because she's stinky, because her mother had not taught her about having hygiene, keeping your body clean. You have to teach your child that. She ain't going to learn it on her own when she little. You got to teach her that. How do you think a child going to go in the shower if you ain't taught her that? She going to stay stinky, or he going to stay stinky. So I done brought this girl so much hygiene stuff to keep herself clean. She said, my mom said I can't use it right now. Why can't you use your hygiene stuff right now? So I went to her house the other day. Yeah. She don't know nothing about hygiene. And every time we're in counseling together, I got to do this sometime, but I don't want her to know that I don't want to do bad stuff to her. Some people don't know what it is to raise a child. They don't. So being that she's that way, I got to, just tell her, and I always just do like this a little bit, but not really cover my nose up because I don't want her to think nothing bad, but she is really, really smelly because of her mom. I brought hygiene stuff. I brought perfume and everything for her, but her hygiene is because of her mom, though. So I went over to her house the other day. I say, do you teach your child about having good hygiene? Mostly, huh?
It's mine.
That's mine.
No, the okay button is there.
Where's mine at? Mm-hmm. It must have been there all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, wow. But, so I said, so I asked her mom, I said, have you taught your kid about, have you given the girl the stuff that I gave you for her to use? She had Dove body wash. That stuff expensive. But I got her some of that because that's what she wanted. And she said, no, she didn't use it yet. I ain't letting her use it yet. So what is she washing up with? I didn't say that part, but I wanted to say, so what is she washing up with? Yes, her mother's a young mother, Frank. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's a young mom. I said, so what is she washing up with? And she said, she wash up. That's all she told me. And I left it at that because I can't go over there and question her because this is my money right now. I can't go over there and say, well, because she'll probably end up taking me off being a counselor to her daughter. So I told her, your dove is the best, Sonny. So I told her, well, maybe she needs to use some of the stuff that I got her so I can give her more. So I put it like that. She said, well, I'm going to let her use it tomorrow. So the little girl told me once I went back to the schools and started counseling with her again, she said they're not allowed to take bath but every 2 days because her mother trying to save water. Her mother trying to save water. You have a little girl that's getting bullied in school and she's stinky and you're trying to save water. Really? Where do they do that at? Bye, Felicia. Don't do that. Every 2 days she take a bath. She say sometimes 3. 7 years old being stinky and you letting your child get bullied at school. And I mean, she have a really, really bad odor. Really bad. It's bad. That's already involved already, Sonny. I had to do that. Yeah. So that's in the making, Sonny. Yeah. Yeah, I got the one to make the call for that. Yeah. Therefore wasn't taught by her mother. She wasn't taught by her mother either. This is the problem. Her mother doesn't know how to be a real mother. No, she's not a role model. And you wonder why children grow up to be killers, molesters, have mental problems because they don't know nothing. That's why I say, when your child is little, really little, read the Bible. They don't understand the Bible yet, but still read it. I taught my kids when they were little kids, I would be reading the Bible out loud. Even though they don't know nothing about the Bible, I'm still reading it. As they got older and older and older, I still done that. Being that I couldn't put her in my arms no more, we sat down and we read the Bible. We sat down and we still read the Bible. So once she got to be an adult, she learned to teach her children how to read the Bible, how to be a great mother, how to be a real role model. People don't know that. Kids don't know that if you don't teach them. Kids don't know how to wash up if you don't teach them how to clean their body. Kids don't know nothing about hygiene if you're not teaching them that. If I wasn't taught to be a great mother, a clean mother, I'd be a stinky old lady. And my kids would be stinky too because they wasn't taught what I'm supposed to teach them. You have to teach a child what you want them to know. Teach a child how to respect one another. There's a lot of children out here disrespecting parents, disrespecting everybody, adults. I always taught my children when they were little, you better never talk crazy to no older person. You better never do this to a person. You better show respect always. And I taught them that. Don't you go disrespecting your teacher because when you disrespect that teacher, you got a thing coming once you come home with me. So teach your children these things. A child smells grown with their own, smells grown when they're not bathed. Right. When they're not bathed, that's right, Muffy. So I always taught my child when they were younger, go get in that shower. My son, let me tell you something about my son. He didn't want to take no shower. When he's 6 or 7 years old, oh, why we got to take a shower? What, boy? Why you got to take a shower? You better never let me hear you say that. Get in that shower. Get in there. And sometime I would have to go in and look at him because he would be standing there and have the water running. That used to be the sneakiest one. That's one of my younger ones. He was the sneaky one. He was standing there and the water just running. And I was like, why don't you have your dirty body inside of that shower? He said, I am. This was his words all the time. I am. I said, get in there now. I taught him how to be clean. But right now, today, that boy shy, handsome little man. Because he learned about how to keep my body clean. My mom taught me that. If I didn't teach him that, if I didn't go back in the bathroom and looked at him while he's standing there in the shower, wasn't in there, but had the water running, he'd been a stinky little man today. You have to teach your kids what you want them to do. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're a type of person that's arguing all the time in front of your children, guess what? When your children get older, they're going to do the same thing. My daughter don't want to get out of the tub. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, but now he's cool now. He's cool now. But before he would have the water running. And I would have to go in there, wonder why the water running. He's just standing by the shower. Boy, if you don't get in there and clean your dirty butt up, you better. So, yeah. So he learned how to do the right stuff. But we got to teach our children the right stuff. Really teach our children the right stuff. Don't say that you're a good role model and your children is raising themselves or the sibling is raising your children. Oh, it's okay. I'm going out to the bar. Oh, she there with her sister. She fine. How you know your house ain't going to be burnt down when you come back? When you're letting another child raise another child. I go to this 5-year-old, the one who want to kill herself. She got a sister that's 9 years old. She's changing her other little sister, Pamper, when her mother on the couch smoking weed. Children's Service is after her too right now. So I'm just letting you know why her mom is smoking weed. I got to jot this stuff down when I go to their house. I can't just go see the child, being that she's not in a safe place. You got to write that stuff down. So she's changing her baby's pamper when her mother's supposed to be doing it. How in the world are you going to learn something when you're doing this type of stuff? Asia, stop. She's changing her pamper. Kids go through that, please, but it is up to us to help them through. Right. They're not, though. People are not learning from their parents. They're learning from their siblings. A kid should not learn from their siblings how to change a pamper. How a 9-year-old or 8-year-old changing a pamper and you sitting there smoking weed at the couch, on the couch. Oh, yeah, girl. Yeah, they doing all right. Yeah, they doing all right. Yeah, all right. Your children's service is going to be right at your house, knocking at your door real soon. So you have to jot this stuff down. When you go to a house and you see that they're in a bad situation, you got to jot it down. Always jot stuff down, because if you don't, I'm in trouble. So I got to write it down and let them know what's going on. So the 9-year-old is changing the baby pamper. She got 3 girls here. The one want to kill herself, that's 5. And another little one, the baby, and the 9-year-old. So the 9-year-old is changing the baby pamper. And she's sitting on the porch, on the couch, just puffing away. And I'm in there in another room, because when I go to counseling with one little girl, we have to go in another room. I don't do it around her mom, because I want her to feel comfortable. So we go in another room. Sometimes we go into her bedroom and we talk. But this woman, she just puffing away. No cares in the world. But when CPS start knocking at the door, I bet she carried in. Oh, it's a matter of time right now. But we want to go through the motion first. Yeah, that's real sick, Frank. Some many grown adults put their child in the middle of grown adults' conversation, and it shouldn't be like that. Yes. And you wonder why your kids be so grown. I can hear a lot of people say, oh, she's so grown. Girl, bye. You know to watch your child and watch you do all this stuff, and you're going to say she's so grown. You talking crazy about somebody in front of your child. You got to understand, your child is watching you. She's watching everything you do. She's going to learn from you. And people always say, I don't know why she did that. You don't know why she doing this? I always listen to people sometimes, and I just shake my head. There's so many things I be wanting to say to people. I leave it alone. Because I can't, that's not my place to say something to somebody that I'm counseling to. Even though I want to say, I'm going to get your child taken away from you. But I'm the one to do that. Get the child taken away from them when I go to the house. That's what I do. If I see something not safe, and when I come there, I'm going to jot it down. I'm going to give it to my supervisor. And they're going to look into it. So like I said, the little girl that want to kill herself, she's about to get taken away. All her children, all 3 of them about to get taken away. It's just a matter of time. We have to go through the steps. So yeah, she's ignoring right now CPS coming out there. But they're coming out there and they're going to take all 3 of her children out. How a 9-year-old going to be changing a baby pamper and you right there? Some people speak dumb these days. There's a lot of dumb people these days. Frank, you're right. There's no way I'm not going to be a great role model to my kids, for my kids to get taken out of my custody. No. And you wonder why. And mostly parents, when the kids get taken away from them, they say, why? Why? Because you letting a 9-year-old be the baby, be the mother, feeding the kids. You leave a 9-year-old with your children while you go out. Just like the 5-year-old told me. Yeah, my mom, she go out in the bars and my sister take care of us. My sister's a great sister. What if the house get burnt down while your 9-year-old is taking care of you and your baby sister? What if the house get burnt down? Then what? What do we do then when the house is broken apart, it's burnt down? What do you say then? Do you keep on going? You're going to jail then, sister, if that house get burnt down and you got a 9-year-old looking after a 5-year-old that wants to commit suicide already, and a little baby, a failure to thrive baby. A failure to thrive baby, guys, if you didn't know, is a child that don't to lift their heads up. It's always down like this. You got to lift it up. She's 6 months and her head's still down like that. She should have muscles in her body now. She don't have that. Maybe the mother probably drinks or smokes something. That's why that's happened to her. That's why she's called a failure to thrive baby. She probably did drugs while she was pregnant. She can't crawl. She can't even sit up good. She keep going over. 6 months, she should be able to try to sit up now. Do something on her own. She just there. She's there. We have to always lift her head up. Beautiful little girl. I would love to take her, but I don't have time for kids right now. I don't have time for them. Yeah, so yeah, she's a failure to thrive little girl. Little girl. Some parents know why their kids act out. They just don't want to admit it. Right. People don't want to admit stuff like that. They're never going to admit it. So when you raise your kids, be a great role model. Teach them self-respect. Teach them how to love one another. Teach them about race. Don't just teach them about black if you're black. Don't just teach them about white because you're white. Teach them about both colors. Teach them they should love one another no matter what color you are. People don't teach their children this way. That's why they grew up prejudiced. Don't teach your children prejudice. Don't. They're going to learn this stuff on their own anyways. But don't teach them about prejudice. Tell them it's okay to marry the other color. It's okay to marry that color. Regardless. Teach them that we all bleed the same way. Most of the parents don't teach their children that they all bleed the same way because they listen to you downgrading the other color. Oh, that, this, and that. Don't show your kids you're doing that. They're watching you. Did you know your kids are watching what everything you do? You didn't know it. You may not see them watching or may not hear them, but they're watching you. They're learning everything from you. So if you're going around not being a great role model, they're going to learn it just from you. Yes, it's true, Susie. So don't say my kid, oh, I don't know why my kid brought a gun to school. You don't know why your child brought a gun to school. I don't know why my kid is acting out. You don't know why your kid is acting out. Girl, bye. You know why your child is acting out. You know why that girl brought a gun to school. Oh, I don't know why my kids brought drugs to school. You don't know why your child brought a gun to school or drugs to school. Evidently, you're smoking drugs at home and you done left them out. So they see that, so they get it. Some parents do know, Frank. They do. And some parents, I understand they don't know. But being a great role model, you have to put this stuff away. Put the guns away. Move that away from kids. And you wonder why people shooting up schools. They so dysfunctional up here because they grew up in a bitter lifestyle, dysfunctional lifestyle. That's why they grew up bipolar, schizophrenic, all these things because they're not taught the right stuff. Only way a child going to grow up the right way, you have to teach them the right stuff. Teaching them the right stuff, they're going to learn. They're going to learn that guns are not safe. Drugs are not good for your body. Disrespecting people are not great. Teach them. Teach them why they're small. Don't wait till they get 15 and 16 years old because guess what? It's too late. Do it now. Do it to the best of your ability. And I don't care what a kid part from, they're going to always come back to what you taught them. I don't care how old they get, they're going to always come back. If you taught them about the Bible when they're little, if you taught them about going to church when they're little, they're never going to part from that. They're never going to forget about the church. Never, ever, ever. They may part from it for a little while, but guess what? They're going to always come back to what their mom taught them. Always. My daughter, she's a Christian. She knows about the Bible. I thank God for that. She never parted from what I taught her. None of my kids never parted from what I taught them. Maybe my son strayed away for a little bit, but he came back. Oh, we were taught about the Bible, so I'm going to read the Bible to my children. So he reads the Bible to his children. Learn your children while they're young. Don't wait till they get older, because you're gonna be sad later. I don't care if they ain't walk. Oh, I hear a lot of people say, well, they ain't talking now. They ain't gotta talk now. Do it while they're little babies. When my baby girl was little, I would put her in my arm, and I would read the Bible to her. I would read it. She don't know nothing. She didn't know nothing, but I would still read it. And when she got older and older and older, when she was 1, she would want me to sit down and talk to her about the Bible. So I bought her a little Bible book so she can read it. She could read, but she thought she was reading. So she would open it up. Oh, Mommy, come on, let's read. So when you teach your children this when they're little, they're never going to stop doing it. They may stop for a little bit, but they're going to always remember what Mama taught them. You know what? Whatever Mama taught them, they're going to keep on going on with it. Yeah. They won't stop. Yeah. They won't stop. They're going to keep on going. Yeah. So teach your kids about the Bible. Always teach your kids about the Bible. Whatever you do as a role model, start off by teaching your kids about the Bible. Tell them to open up the Bible and learn something about the Bible. I don't care what it is. Just teach them. Be a good role model. Set down standards for your kids. Teach your kids about respect. Teach your kids about low self-esteem. Teach them how some parents can pick their relationship over their kids and wonder why the kid is doing the same thing. Absolutely. There's a lot of parents pick relationships over their kids. And you wonder why a kid be so miserable and sad? Because you taught them that stuff. You putting a man before your children. Don't do that. You have a child that needs you. I see a lot of parents do that. Oh, go sit down somewhere. I'm in here with my boyfriend. Girl, bye. That child needs you. You in there with your boyfriend. And you wonder why so many people commit suicide. And you wonder why so many folks are so crazy now. And you wonder why there's so many homeless people out here. Because what they learned when they were little was nothing. So they're homeless. They got that mentality of a little child. Because they never got to be a child. A lot of homeless people got a lot of mentality as a little child if you talk to them. Because they never got to be a child. Just like the little girl raising the 9-year-old raising the little baby. She's going to grow up to try to be a mother really quick. Because she used to raising babies. She know how it is to raise a baby. So she's going to want attention from a man now. Because she know how to raise babies now. Because her mother wasn't a provider. She was providing for her child. She went and fed her sister. She went and cooked for her little sister. 9 years old. What, you gonna cook some noodles for your sister every day? She's 9. Be careful, guys, what you do around your children. Be great role models. If you're not, do it now. There's a lot of young mothers raising young kids. 16 years old having babies. They can't be role models to their kids. They're still growing. They're still learning stuff. So how are they going to be a role model if they're still growing? If they're still learning stuff, how are they going to be a great role model? They can't. They're still raising their own kids. They're raising their own self. I mean, they're still growing up. They got school to go to. So how are they going to be a role model to a baby? 16-year-olds having a baby. I'm not judging them. But where's the mom at when all this is happening? Where's she at? Laying up with some man. Where's the father at? Laying up with some woman. Teach your children self-respect. There's a lot of mothers don't teach their children self-respect. That's why they go out disrespecting everybody. I see a lot of children disrespecting their teachers. Oh my goodness, disrespecting the teacher. Call them all types of names. Where's your parent at, boy? Where's your parent at, daughter? Nowhere to be found. Because the mother let the mother do nothing. The mother didn't do nothing. She let the child raise the child. She let the school raise her kids. She let the children in school raise her kids. And you wonder why people go around killing each other. You wonder why your daughter's so mentally. You wonder why she's bipolar. You wonder why she want to kill herself. You wonder why she committed suicide. Just because of this. Train up a child in the way it should go. When he gets old, he will never depart from it. Absolutely, Susie. They may stray for a minute, like I was just saying, but they got to come back to what you taught them. I don't care what it is. They're going to come back. They're going to always come back. They're never going to forget about it. Like I said, I have a son. He act like he didn't want to learn nothing about the Bible when he was little. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Boy, sit down. You going to hear. I'm your mama. You're not mine. Hey, Tracy, how you doing today? Make sure you thumbs up the live for your sister over here. He would tell me, I don't want to hear nothing about no Bible. I said, you're going to sit down. You're going to learn it anyway. How about that? I said, I'm your mother. You're not mine. You got to tell the child that you're the mother. They're not the mother. Mostly people are scared of their kids. That's why they can't be great role models. Why have a child if you're afraid of them? Don't be afraid to raise your own child. I see a lot of parents say, well, she may not like that. I don't care what she don't like. Is she the parent or you? That's why people can't be great role models, because they're afraid of their own children. Don't ever be afraid of your own child. Never. You raise that child. That child didn't raise you. Get up and raise that child the correct way. If you want your son to be a great role model to his kids one day, raise them the right way. If you want your daughter to be a great role model to her children one day, raise them the right way. Don't say, oh, it's okay. Don't do that. Don't be friends with your children. Absolutely. Be a parent. Don't be friends. It's okay to giggle and laugh at your kids, but let your kid know that you the mom now. She ain't the mother. There's a lot of children out here think that they the mom. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Girl, bye. Go sit down somewhere. Raise your children the proper way. Be a great role model. Don't say that you're a moral model when you're not. Me, I was a great role model. I was taught from the best, my mother, how to learn how to teach your children how to pray, to respect one another, to be a giving person. That's what I was taught. So till today, I am a giver. I would give a person the shirt off my back, and I'll walk around like that because I'm a giver. If I see somebody out there on the street homeless, I'm going to give you something. I'm not going to say, hey, you know what? I ain't going to give him nothing because I don't know what he's going to do with it. That's not my problem to know what they're going to do with the money that I gave it to her. As long as you gave, let God take care of the rest. Don't you go try to take care of the rest. I was a very strict mother. Me too. I was very, very strict. Tracy, we have to be. Because if you don't do it, the kid's going to beat you up. Parents smoking and drinking with the kid. Yes. You have to be strict, Tracy, on your kids. I was a strict mom. And the kids didn't like that, but you know what? They thanked me today. It's okay to be strict. Because if you don't be strict on your kids, they're going to beat you up. They're going to tell you what to do. Oh, you didn't raise me. I see a lot of children tell their mom, you didn't raise me. My grandmother raised me. Mostly grandmothers have raised their children. Just because the mother wasn't trying to be a mother. I didn't want my mother to raise my kids. I raised my kids myself. Because mostly when you let somebody else raise your kids, they don't respect you. They don't respect nothing about you. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Please. Okay. Sorry about that. So be good to your parents. Love your kids. Be a great role model. Give them the best. Love them like you're supposed to. Let your kids know that you love them. A lot of kids don't know that they got parents that love them because mostly parents don't say that I love you. You have to tell your children that you love them. That's how you teach them love. You got to teach them about respect. You got to teach them about loving one another. Mostly children, like, okay, another little boy. I say, I love you. And he say, I love you too. He said, but I don't know what love is. You know why he don't know what love? Let me tell you something. I guess the kids that's got the most problems. You have to be involved in kids' life. You need to know who their friends are as well. Absolutely, we have to know. Hey, Sherry, how you doing, sissy, this morning, girly girl? How you doing? How you doing? On my way to work, thank you. You're very welcome, sissy. Come back again and see me. Love you, girl. Yeah, but be a great role model. Most of the kids don't know that. I use pop-up. Yes, that's a good thing to do, Tracy. That's what I used to do. You know what? With my son, I had to go into the school and sit down because he was very, very rebellious with stuff. I don't know what was his problem. He wasn't taught that. But I said, you better sit. I used to have to go in there. I said, you know, I'll take you in that bathroom and I'll tell you about it. I'm glad you're doing great. Thank you for being here, Sherry. I told him I would take you in the bathroom. I'll tell your butt up. I would tell him that all the time. I would have to sit behind the classroom with him. And then he would act right. Because he was the class clown in school. Want to throw stuff and put gum in people's chairs and, do stupid stuff. I told him, you better stop. But he grew up to be a great guy. But you know what? I had to teach him these things. He knew about the Bible. He knew about this. I'm trying to say, sometimes kids stray away. But that's why you have to be on them in school. You have to get, especially a boy. A girl too. I ain't going to, wait a minute. Maybe a girl. But boys too. But I didn't have to be on my daughters much. But my son, he was a hot mess. Just wanted to do what he wanted to do. And when he seen my face, when my face came up to that school, he stopped. He stopped. Some parents need to watch their kids are watching on. So they do. They're not going to do it. My daughter's a little fire. Is she, Susie? Yes, they do, Frank. They need to watch what their kids watching on social media. These days, they need to watch it because a lot of kids are dealing with people that they don't know nothing about on social media. There's a lot of predators out there. It's a lot of stuff going on out there in the world. I'm trying to tell you, we are living in our last days. That's why you see all this stuff going on. You guys need to read the book of Revelation. It'll tell you all about the stuff that's going on right now that's going to happen at the end of the world. You guys better read it and read it and read it and keep on reading it because it is scary what's going to go on at the end of the world. Yes, it is, Tracy. It is going to be a mess when the end of the world comes. It's going to be a mess. You guys better take heed to it right now. That's why I tell you guys to open up the Bible and read it. It don't take long to open up the Bible and read it. Let me just say something. Before I get on social media, before I go to work, I always open up the Bible and read it. Even if I'm just reading 2 chapters of the Bible, I open it up and read it. We have to learn to open the Bible up and read it. What, Maya? You're fine. Go lay down until I get you something to eat. Go lay down. Somebody about to come and babysit you, huh? Well, you better. It ain't what you can't do, it's what you're going to do. Bye, Felicia. Yeah. So, where would I left off at? Man, oh man, I forgot what I was talking about. Well, anyway, just be consistent with your children. Whatever you do from the beginning, be consistent. If you read the Bible with your children, always be consistent of it. If you get up in the morning praying with your child, always be consistent of it. If you tell your child something that the way you want it to be consistent doing it. Don't say, well, you know what, this and that. Be consistent whatever you do. Don't stop doing what you do when your child is little. Be the best role model you can be. So I taught my children to do the right stuff. Respect one another. Race is not in our category. We should love each other regardless if this person black, if this person white. We should love them still. We shouldn't teach our children hate. There's a lot of children hate one another. Why they hate one another? It starts from home. They teach, listen to you saying, oh, I hate her. Oh, I hate him. You have to put God first, Susie. No matter what you do in life, you better put him first. So you wonder why children going around hating one another, right? The reason why children going around hating one another, they're watching you talk about other people. Oh, I hate her. Oh, I hate him. Don't say you hate people. I'm allergic to haters. And I know people hate me, but I'm not going to teach my children hate. Uh, People hate you. You have a lot of people that's going to hate you. They're going to hate what you do, but you must keep going. Teach your children that. When they got people that hating them in school, teach them, keep going. Believe in yourself. Mostly people doesn't believe in themselves. So many people, children have low self-esteem. You know why? Because you didn't encourage your kids to keep going. We have to encourage our kids to keep on going, even though that person is talking about you. Keep their self-esteem up. Don't let your child have low self-esteem, because once a child have low self-esteem, you know what happens to them? They start failing in school. They don't want to go to school. They start skipping school because they're not having taught about low self-esteem and encouraging themselves. Sometimes a child have to encourage themselves. They have to say, I'm going to do this. I know I can do this. I'm going to have to forget about the haters. You have to teach these children that, or they're not going to go to school. They're going to skip school. When you drop them off, they're going to go another way because you didn't teach them about stand up, be strong, don't worry about them. You do what you got to do. You didn't teach them that. So when they go to school, they're going to leave the school because you haven't taught them the right stuff to do. Teach them the right stuff to do, people. Grown adults are examples of their kids, of course. And everybody always say, thank you so much, Susie. Everybody always say, oh, I don't know why that boy brought the gun to school. I don't know where you get those drugs from. Girl, you smoking drugs right in front of your child. Just puffing away. And you wonder why your child brought the drugs to school and they know where your stash is at. You taught them that. Oh, don't smoke no cigarettes. You're doing it in front of them. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't smoke weed. And you're doing all this in front of them. You wonder why your child grew up to be a drug dealer, right? You're doing all this in front of them. Everything in front of them. And God looking at you saying, wow, really? If you don't want your child to do this stuff, stop doing it in front of them. If you want to be once you have a great child, teach them stuff. Teach them about becoming a great supporter. Teach them about supporting one another. Teach them not to be stingy. This phone don't start. This phone better not start today. What do you say? Real talk, parents don't want to go to jail for their kids. No, they don't want to go to jail for their kid. But a lot of them going to jail though. It's a lot of my children that I got right now is about to be in CPS custody because they're not like the parent, just smoking away. Child over there taking care of the baby. 9-year-old taking care of your 6-month-old baby. Can't even hold her head up. 6 months, that neck should be strong. Now, if you're a newborn baby, I see the neck going on. 6 months, her neck's still like this. She should have a lot of strength in this. That's because her mother smoked while she was pregnant. That's why. And she's still puffing away. Puffing away. I go over her house always to see the little girl puffing away. It's so much dysfunctional that way. Little girl want to kill herself. She only 5. Want to kill herself, 5 years old. Little baby, little 9-year-old, changing the little 6-month-old failure to thrive baby to do anything, pamper, and the mother. Every time I'm over there, she got the cigarette in her hand. I don't know how to hold cigarettes, guys. I never smoked a cigarette before in my life. She just smoking away. And I don't like smoke, so I was like this when I came in the house. She says, is this bothering you? Yes, it is bothering me. Why are you crying? Sherry, what's going on? Why are you crying? Hey, Boss Life, how are you? Thanks for coming in, love. Make sure you thumbs up for me, girl. Why are you crying, Sherry? What's going on? I seen a crying emoji, and I know that was crying. What's going on, Sherry? Now, I have to stop what I'm about to say real quick if Sherry's crying. What's wrong, Sherry? Why is that a crying emoji then? That's not no happy emoji. That's a crying emoji. What you sad about? Why are you sad? What's wrong? It's something what I'm saying about the children. I hope so. It's a very sad world today, Susie. She's just puffing away. And I told her, and I do like this when I come in the house because It's all in the TV. You know when you smoke, it's all over the walls and stuff. It's just stick there. And she said, "What's wrong?" She's sad about what you're saying. Oh, okay, Susie. I hope so. So I go in there and I say, "That's smoke." And she says, "Is it bothering you?" I said, "Yeah." So she put the cigarette out, put the weed stuff out, whatever she's smoking. And I talked to the little girl. Yeah. So I'm going to make coffee, but we'll leave the stream open till I. Thank you so much, boss. You're amazing. Yeah. So I said, "Why are you crying?" And she just not why she crying. What I'm talking about. I said, "So take the smoke away." So she took the smoke away, and I sat down and talked to the little girl, the one who wants to kill herself, and she said, "My mom don't pay me no attention." And so I can't go tell her mother that. So I just got to report everything this little girl tells me. I might do a video about this. Do it, Tracy. Anything I say, you are welcome to do it, sweetheart. Anything I put out there, do it. Do it. Most of the people don't want you to do a video about stuff. Do it. You do whatever you want to do. Whatever I talk about, you can do it. So she's sad. She's sad. So the little girl said, I just want to kill myself. She's 5 years old. Kid you not. I wish I can bring these children on here, but I'll get in trouble. But I do want to bring the 7-year-old that cuts herself. I do want to bring her because one day I'm going to take her out to eat and I'm going to bring her. I'm going to do a quick live with her on here. I'm going to bring her sooner, but I'm not supposed to. But I might bring her one time. But I just want you to see her arm. I just want you to see what she do. She says she cuts herself because it makes her feel good. She cuts. But I'm afraid what's going to happen. That's a parent who don't care about her. Right, Frank? I'm afraid that, when it hit the wrong vein, you know how you can, I don't know too much about it. You know how you cut yourself and you cut the wrong vein, it may kill her. The 7-year-old. We ain't talking about the 5-year-old no more. But the 7-year-old, I'm thinking that maybe if she hit the wrong vein, it may kill her. You know how you cutting yourself. You just cutting. She don't know nothing about cutting. But it might hit the wrong vein, it may kill her. I had another topic, but God, good morning. How are you? Hey, Roni, how are you? I'm fine. Make sure you thumbs up the live stream for me. I'll talk about another topic, but God is telling me to do this one. Well, do this one, Tracy. Do it. Do it, girl. How you doing this morning, Roni? Roni Joseph. Thanks for coming to the live stream. Yeah. But I'm doing awesome. How are you? But anyway. Yeah, so she cuts herself. And I asked her, "Why do you cut yourself?" I said, "Why do you cut yourself?" She said, "Because it makes me feel good when I'm in pain." So when she go through pain, like people in school or her mother, when she want to get away from the stress, she just cuts a little bit. Just a little bit. But it's not a little bit. It's across her. It's like across her whole wrist. It's the whole wrist get cut. It's like from one side to the next one. Sister, I'm doing good, but my church members and orphans are happy now. Great. I'm so happy to hear that. Thanks a lot for that's great, Roni. Good for you. That's so sad. Lord, forgive me for how I feel about this child's mother. You're supposed to feel that way. Don't worry. They're about to they're all about to be gone. Half of the people that I counsel all have problems, Muffy. Yes, it is sad. And so this is what I go through every day. I got to be to work at 9:30. That's why I get off at 9 o'clock every day to go through the same stuff over again. Half of the people that I talk to you got it's about to be in CPS custody, but it takes it's a routine. It goes one thing to one step to one step, but they all already to go to CPS. One of my little girls already into CPS already. She's already into another family already, but there's more people that's gonna go. All I have to do is go to the house and write it down. I do the writing it down, and they go do the investigating. So she's about to be gone too. Even the little 5-year-old with the 9-year-old taking care of the baby. Even the little 7-year-olds getting cut on. They're all about to be gone. One of them is already gone. So we're working on a couple more. Yeah. Yeah. Social services already know, Tracy. Everything's already taken care of. But it's like, it's a step-by-step thing. People can't just snatch a child out your house. They got to go through steps. But, yeah, it's at the end for the little 9-year-old who's changing the baby. That's about to be done. Probably about no longer than next week. They're going to be gone. Yeah. So right now they're visiting. So they're about to be gone. So don't worry. I'll keep y'all up to date on it. Right now they are suffering from mosquitoes and they are very poor. Old age widows and handicapped. Please keep them in prayer. I will keep them in prayer for you, Roni. I surely will. Thank you for letting me know that. You told me that last time, and I kept them in prayer. I'm so sorry to hear that for you. I will keep them in prayer. Yeah, so yeah. I go through a lot. That's why when I get home, I don't even want to get on social media. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I just sit back and meditate about my long day. That's why, like I said, I'm a foster parent. I've been a foster parent almost 20-some years. But I can't do foster care right now because I'm too busy at work right now. When I get home, I don't have the energy to take care of kids. So being what I do, I wait until the summertime. I'll probably get foster kids, but they're going to have to leave when summer is over because I go back to work after summer is over. But yeah, so that's what my job is very, very stressful. But I don't come on here and be stressed out with you guys, even though my job, I have to get ready for work. I have a blessed day, everyone. You do the same thing, Tracy. Thanks for coming in. So being that it's stressful, I got to do what I got to do. I got to come home and still be motivate people. Get up the next morning and still motivate you guys, even though my job is very, very stressful. Sometimes I want to give up. But I don't want to give up on children. They needs me. They need for me to counsel them. So I don't want to give up on them. I got to keep on doing what I do. And I got to do it good. So I just take a break sometime. Like I went on vacation last week. Just a week, just to get away from everybody. The drama, YouTube, just everything, just to see my mother. And when I came back, I was refreshed. I was ready to go to work. But now it's happened again. That sometimes hey believers, did you get my message? How are you? Make sure you thumbs up the live stream. Where have you been? What's going on? I left you a message for me to, that you got to send me a picture or something so I can find you. If I send you my name, you're not going to be able to find me, the believers. Girl, I've been worried about you. Hold on. Sister, would you like to help some blankets to my church members and orphans with your kind help? That will be cover the budget. You know what, sweetheart? I wish I could. Same pictures as here. Okay, it's on you. Okay, I'm gonna look again because I done looked all through Corrine thing and I can't find you. But I'm gonna look again. But I left a message on one of your videos to let you know I have been sick. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. Yeah, so encourage your kids to do better. If you got a kid that's sad and lonely and depressed, do something about it. Don't watch your kids suffer alone. Let them know that you're their role model. You are your kids' role model. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, you are your kids' role model. They're looking up at you. They're looking at the mistakes you make. They're looking at how you treat other people. They're looking at the drama that you got going on in your life. If you don't want your kids to be around drama, stop being around, just stop doing drama in front of them. A lot of kids know drama. All they know is drama. Oh, my mom ain't taught me this. This is what I'm doing. So ghetto. Stop teaching your kids about ghetto stuff. Ew. Don't do that. Teach your children about the right stuff. Bring them up the right way. I see a lot of parents teaching them about guns, shooting, twerking. Twerk for God. Stop twerking out here. Why do you teach your children twerking? Oh, did you see how my child twerked? I don't want to see that. That's not a good look on a child 6 and 7 years old twerking. Do you know how many pedophiles out here watching stuff like that? And you got your child twerking and you think it's cute? And another thing, a child cussing. They watching you cuss. So they're going to go out cussing. So why you cussing and you think it's cute and your child is cussing too and you say that's cute? Oh, look at her. She looks so cute cussing. Girl, grow up. A child look cute cussing. Oh my goodness, I just love to hear. Say that again. I see a lot of young mothers. Say that again, Lisa. Say it again. Say that word again. You seeing your child to say that again? It's a sick world we live in, absolutely. You're going to tell your child to say that cuss word again. Really? Bye, Felicia. You don't teach your kids to cuss and think it's cute. When my kids used to cuss, I said, pop them in their mouth. We don't cuss. Oh, I heard it on TV. I don't care what you hear on the TV. You better not let that come out your mouth again. I said, pop, right sideways, pop. And my son used to say, why you do that? I say, I do it again, cuss again. We don't cuss in this household. We learn to respect each other. So he learned that. Don't do that in front of your children. You are their role model. Don't let the school teach your children stuff that you should be teaching them. Exactly, sisters. They don't look good on these younger children. No, it doesn't. And I see it all the time in the stores. Kids just cussing up a store. They don't never say, excuse me, excuse me. They walk right in front of you. No excuse me. Don't have no morals or nothing. Pants hanging all the way down there, almost by the kneecaps. But you the role model. Teach your children the right stuff. Teach your children to pray every single day. Don't stop praying. Teach them that. Teach them to open up a Bible. When they little, get a little Bible for them. So when you go to church, they can read that Bible with you. Even though they may not be able to read, but let them open up like they're reading anyway. Teach your children to be kind to one another. Teach your children obedience. Be obedient. Teach them to love one another. Teach them how to be humble. God said we have to humble ourselves. So if we got to humble ourselves, we got to teach our children to be humble. I thank God my children are very humble. I pat my own self on the back that I was a great role model. I didn't throw my children to my mother to raise. I raised my own children. Mostly parents that's not great role model. They give their grandmothers, their mothers, as kids raising kids, they say, absolutely. They give their mothers permission to raise their kids. Play games, they remind them to be like the God. Absolutely. Absolutely, the believers. Watch your children. Watch what they do. Watch what you say around your children. If you want your children to have a potty mouth, what I mean by potty mouth, cussing all day long, and they're watching you do it, they're going to do it too. There's no need to hit them if you're doing it. How are you going to hit a child that's doing what you do? How are you going to do that? You can't do that. If you want your child to be like you got to do the right stuff. My phone about to hang up, guys. Hold on. Hold on just a little bit longer. Hold on, sister, brothers. Hold on. Here you go. Yeah. If you want your children to be raised right, do the right stuff. Don't say you're a good role model and you're letting your kids cuss. Don't say you're a good role model and you saying that's cute what they do. It's never cute when a kid cuss. What is wrong with it? It's never cute when a kid cuss. Never. It's horrible. Do crafts with them. Do crafts with them. Do artwork with them. Learn them stuff. Take them out to eat. Learn them what responsibility in. Learn them to work for their money. When my kids was growing up, they had chores. Mostly people don't give your children chores. You need to give your children chores. Work for stuff. If you want that, let's work for it. Clean the house up, vacuum the floor. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely nothing. So if you want a child to learn the right way, do the right stuff. Don't say, I want a child to do this, and you're not being a great role model. Oh, I want my child to be this. How your child going to be that? And they're so mental right now. They say all over the place. There's a lot of children all over the place, just like the people I counsel every day. They all over the place. These kids don't know if they're coming or going. And it's sad. I wish I could take every last one of them home in my house. But I can't. And show them what love is. Most of the children don't know about love. They're not taught it. How can you tell a person that you love them and when you're not taught it? Like the little boy say, my mom don't say she loved me. I don't know nothing about love. So I told him, well, I love you. He said, no, you don't. Yes, I do. I love you. They don't know this because they're not taught it. If you're not taught it, you're not going to say it. You're not going to say you love somebody. If somebody tell you you love them and you're not taught it, you'll be like, what's that? Love. Okay, love you. They don't know how to say that. Teach children stuff. Teach them the right stuff. Stop putting all this ghetto stuff in their mind. Stop having them twerking all over the house. Oh, that's cute. Look how she twerk. That ain't cute. Because she's going to be in a bar twerking for somebody. Something's going to happen to them. Teach them the right stuff, people. Too many kids are growing up losing their lives. It used to be a lot of older people dying. Now it's a lot of younger people dying. It breaks my heart every time I turn on the news and there's a lot of young kids dying. It breaks my heart when I see people sad, when I see people are killing one another, when I see people shooting up the schools. Where's these people morals at? And you're going to tell me we're not living in our last days? Schools getting shot up. People robbing churches. Churches? Churches? Where is your morals at? You're robbing a church. You're killing people in church, trying to listen to what God is telling them, and you're taking them out. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys. Be a great role model to your children. Don't let the children learn from the streets, because the streets is not going to teach them the right stuff. You be that great role model. Your kids is watching you. Be a sister. Last days, you right, sis. We're living in our last day. Your brother is watching you. Be a mother. That sister is watching you. Be a mom. So be a real mom. Talk to your children. Ask your children if something going on with them. Mostly parents don't ask them that. Don't be another person that have a child die because you're not being a parent. Don't let another child cut her arm because you're not being a parent. Don't let another child raise your baby because you're not being a parent. Let me tell you something. I done seen it all. And sometimes I just want to break down and cry. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I get off live stream before I go to work and think, and just, I don't be wanting to cry, but sometimes tears just start falling down because I think about my job. Sometimes I just want to quit what I do and do something else. Maybe be a stay-at-home mom, do foster care again, because my job is very, very stressful. Seeing kids that's dealing with so many situations is bad. That little girl that cuts herself, she needs me. She don't have a role model. So I'm her role model right now. I'm teaching her how to be a young lady and don't cut herself every time something gets to her. I'm teaching her to go another way, not cutting yourself. Listen to music. Read the Bible. Do something with yourself. Don't do this. So she's learning this now. She learned that this is not cool because it might go to a vein. I don't know, the jugular vein. I don't know what vein it is. Some vein. And it may kill her. Good morning, Mark. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Make sure you thumbs up the live stream for me, brother. Yeah. So teach your kids the right way. Thank you, Mark. Teach your kids the right way. Teach your kids the right stuff. We don't want another kid to die because the mother wasn't a great role model or the father wasn't a great role model. Don't get your children taken away from you because of this stuff that's going on. Some parents don't care if their children go. Wow, where they do that at? Did you ever read? I'm going to, Frank. I'm not Frank. Mark, I'm going to get to it today. I promise you. Let me tell you something, Mark. I work from 9:30 in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon. I don't come straight home. I go straight to the nursing home sometime. I got two old ladies. Listen to me, Mark. I work from 9:30 to 2:30. Thank you so much, Jerry. Listen, Mark. Reason why I haven't got to your email, I work 9:30 to 2:30. Sometimes 9:30 to 4:30. It just depends. It's no. I'm just letting you because I'm going to read it. I'm going to really read it. I work these hours, so I don't really have time. No, I know it ain't no pressure, but I'm just trying to tell you, I don't really have time to do stuff, but I do need to take time out for you guys because you guys are sweethearts, and I want to take time and let you guys know that I think you guys are amazing. But once I leave my job, I go straight to the nursing home sometime and talk to two old ladies. I got two old ladies are getting neglected up at the nursing home, so I'm trying to get them taken out the nursing home. I don't know how about going about doing it, but I don't call people. I don't know these people. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Once I get home, sometime it'd be about 5 o'clock, and then I get on YouTube. No, it's not good at all. Then I get on YouTube. And then about the time I get on YouTube for a little bit, I'm falling asleep holding the phone up, trying to stay awake, just to go to people channels to watch it. But today I'm going to be off at 2:30, so I'll be home to look at it. But maybe on my break, I'm going to go back and try to look at it. But usually I don't take a break when I'm at take time for you. Yeah, but maybe when I'm on my break, I'll try to look at it. But usually I don't take a break because I just want to work through so I can get done. But I'm going to take time out. I promise you, Frank. I'm not Frank. I don't know why I keep calling you Frank, Mark. I promise you, Mark, I'm going to look at it. This guy right here, guys, is amazing. He know all about different stuff, guys. You guys was wondering what Mark is about. He's a good guy. No, he don't have any content. Mark been coming to my live stream way back when. Great guy, very great guy. Tell you about stuff that's going on in your body. Tell you who to go to talk to about stuff that's going on in your body. Like I said, I have a friend that have cancer, and he told me what she needs to take. She needs to take some type of apricot seeds. Yeah, so he's a good guy. Even though you don't see any content, don't think he's not no good guy, because he is. Just like Vampire Bunny, she's another lady that doesn't have any content. I'm not going to have everybody come in my live stream that's not good for you guys. So just because when you see people in my live stream and I haven't taken them off because they're good people, just like the Vampire Bunny, she doesn't have any content. I didn't get a message from you. I'm gonna do it again. I'm about to get off in about 15 minutes anyway. But just like Vampire Bunny, she doesn't have any content on here. I'm glad you did that. Did not. No, I'm not gonna take you off, Mark. No. Just like Vampire Bunny, she doesn't have any content. So when you see guys, people are in my live stream, know that they're good people. I don't let everybody come into my live stream that's not good people. He's good people, even though he don't have any content. I just want you guys to know that. But Vampire Bunny doesn't have any content. She's one of my mods. She don't have any content, but she's a great supporter. He's a great supporter. I'm sorry, I was talking to Mark. Okay. Ooh, hey, don't you know, girl? Yeah, so just always remember that about, people like that. But yeah, but what I was talking about being a great role model, Mark. We were talking about being a great role model to your kids so they won't learn from the streets. Let them learn from you at home. If a kid see you arguing and fussing, believers, if your kids see you arguing and fussing at home, they're going to do the same thing when they get older. If a kid see you disrespecting your parents, they're going to grow up disrespecting people out in the streets. They're going to do that. So be great role models. I mean, oh yes, true.
Where my panties go?
I don't know. You have to wait. You have to wait, Maya. You have to wait. I'm on live stream, and somebody going to be here in a few minutes to babysit you while Trisha is about to. What you about to do with that?
Nothing. Just put in the trash.
Because mommy at work right now, and I got to be gone. Yeah. So only way you're gonna be a great role model, you got to teach children.
Do it.
You know what, little girl? You're gonna stop doing this while I'm on live stream. You are gonna stop. You pull it down like you're supposed to. Now go change. You know what you do. I'm gonna see what you're gonna do with the babysitter when she get here with you. Go put that in there. Okay. That little girl right there. I'm glad I worked. Ooh, piece of work right there. But anyway, be a great role model. Teach your children the right stuff, because if you don't, the streets is gonna teach them. Yeah, she's something else. You got to teach them about guns. Teach them that guns are not safe. That's why you see everybody killing up people in school. That's why you see a lot of people are crazy now, because they're not taught the right thing. Teach children the right way.
Mommy said I can go borrow mine.
Okay, well, go ahead, Maya. Go ahead.
In my room.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well-being, girl. Woo! Yeah. But be good to your kids. Teach them the right thing. Teach them respect. A lot of people don't respect one another. Teach them that race shouldn't be an issue. People make race as an issue, right? A parent teaches you that. Only way a child gonna learn about race, because you taught them. My stepdaughter lets the little one do what they want to and don't. See? She don't. Wow, Mark, that's horrible. You cannot let them do what they want to do, because later on they're going to beat you up. If you don't teach a child now, they're going to beat you up. They're going to say what they want to say to you, especially boys. They will beat you down. If you ain't taught them while they were younger, they're going to tear you up. It's terrible. It is the believers. If you don't teach a son, they're going to beat you. And it's true. They're going to beat you up. Boys are the hardest. I think so. I don't know about you guys, but I think, with me, I think it was my sons was the hardest to raise. What do you guys think about? You think your sons are harder, or you think the boys are, or the girls are harder? I had a hard time with my boys, because they was very rebellious. Oh my goodness. They were hard to raise. I remember the time when I was potty training my little boy. Lord have mercy. I would potty train this boy. I started at 1 with him, potty training him. He would go behind my couch and do number 2 behind the couch. Go back to the couch and do number. I say, you know what? Yes. How are you doing? It was for you. It was for girls harder for you? For me, it was girls. Oh, was it believers? Oh, the believers. I have info that you might want on cancer. Yeah, he got some information on you for cancer. But I'm going to have to get back to Mark. I promise Mark, because he's a good guy. And I don't want him to go. He's a great guy. But yeah, potty training was hard. Yeah, potty training is hard for boys. My little boy, yeah, Frank, it's true. He would go behind the couch. I was like, oh no, not again. He would poop behind the couch, do number 2 behind the couch. I was like, oh no, I have to always keep getting. I was like, oh, this is too much. So my mother's like, let him stay in those underwear. You know how back in the day is. Let him stay in it. I said, oh no, I cannot. He would poop on himself. He would take the underwear down and poop on himself. Yes, she funny. He would take the underwear. I said, oh, I cannot do that. Take the underwear down and poop behind the couch. And I said, what are you doing? His name was Jaleel. That's my son named Jaleel. I said, what are you doing, Jaleel? He said, nothing. Nothing. He talked really good, 1 year old. Nothing. I said, what are you doing behind that couch? He said, nothing. I go behind the couch. Lord have mercy. I had a gift waiting on me. He did number 2. So I put him back on the potty. I would leave him on the potty for like 20 minutes. Poop on the potty. Don't. I said, this is where you go poop on the potty. Don't do that behind my couch no more. So he would never do nothing on the potty. As soon as he get up, he'd go behind the couch and do it again. I said, you know what? I had gave up for a minute. I said, you know what? You just put a pamper back on because I can't do it because I was very impatient a long time ago raising my kids. My mother taught me how to be patient because I was like, you know what? Here, Mom, you train her. She said, you're going to train your own child how to do the potty. So we tried this again. I put him on the potty for like 20 minutes again. He get back up again. Never done nothing in the potty. Didn't pee or do nothing in the potty. This boy was so hard. He go behind my couch again and do the same thing again. This time I spanked his little butt. Knock on wood, but my son didn't give me no problem. Yay, you're great. That's great. So I was spanking his butt. I spanked his butt and put him back on the potty. I said, you do not poop behind my couch. This is stinky. So I set him there. Then he learned to use the bathroom on the potty. Only way a kid gonna learn, you have to teach them. I don't care how many times it takes. This is what I'm trying to let you guys know. I don't care how many times it takes to teach a child. Keep on going. Don't give up. I was the parent want to give up on my son because he was a horrible child. Kept on doing this over and over again. So my mother said, spank that boy's butt, girl. So when he was 1, I said, Pop, get on that potty. And he learned. And then he would say, Mom, I did number 2. That's what I taught him to say, number 2. Don't just say, So he got on the potty. He said, I did number 2, Mom. I said, did you? I said, yay. I look in there. There we go. I said, there we go. Hey, high five. So he would do it. So we got to teach our children what we want them to learn. If I didn't teach him how to use the bathroom, he would use the bathroom all over my house all day long. If I wasn't a great role model, I had to keep on being consistent. Like I'm saying, you have to be consistent on whatever you do with your child. If your child wants your child to read the Bible, be consistent in it. If you wanted your child to learn about God, be consistent about it. If you want your child to learn about respect, be consistent about it. It's true, boss life. Be consistent. Don't stop doing what you're doing because of what other people say. You raise your child your way and you let them raise their child their way. Be consistent. That's what makes a child grow up and be wise, generous, kind. Teach your child about giving. There's a lot of people don't teach your children about giving. There's a lot of selfish kids. Oh, this is mine, mine, mine. My daughter used to be very, very selfish because she was the only girl. So when I brought foster kids in here, it was always mine. Give me mine. Move, you stinky. She would say stuff like that. I told her, you better never let me hear you say that out your mind again. We have to share. Teach your child about sharing. Mostly people don't teach your children about sharing, but we have to learn to share. Share means a lot. Share goes a long way. Giving goes a long way. Teach your child about giving. Don't expect nothing back all the time. Teach your children about don't expect nothing back from people when they give it to you. My mother always taught me, just because somebody give you something, that don't mean you have to expect it back. Always teach your children. Just say, if somebody give you something, say thank you. A simple thing to say is thank you. If somebody give me something, I'm going to say thank you. I teach my children that. Say thank you when anybody give you something. Don't always expect something back from somebody. Somebody's not going to always, people don't always have something to give you back. So say thank you when you give them something. Don't expect nothing back from people all the time because they don't have. Everybody not like you or the next person can give something back. But when I give people stuff, all I want them to say is, thank you. That's it. I'm not expecting you to give me nothing back when I'm giving you something. A simple thank you. Teach your children that. Teach your children to be a giver, not selfish. Don't be selfish. In nothing you do, don't be selfish. Guys, it's like 9 o'clock. Sister got to go to work. How do we go our kids to do what's right for the kids? However, how do we get our kids to do what's right for our kids? Talk to them. Be consistent with them. And let them know what you went through when you was a child. I can't give someone something because I had to earn all of that. Well, you know what? That's you. I give people stuff. I've always been a giver, Mark. You know, that's your preference. I'm not saying that you're wrong. But me, when I give people, I don't expect nothing back. I just give it. There's no right and wrong answer about this. This is just the way I do stuff, you know? Everybody got different ways of doing stuff. I would be a fool to say, hey, you know what? That's wrong, Mark. Hey, Diaz, how are you? How are you doing this morning? So just be a giver. But guess what, guys? In about 2 minutes, I got to go to work. I got to be working 9:30. So I got to go and make me something in here to eat. I'll be home at 2:30. I ain't going on this afternoon because none of my people join me in the afternoon. Nobody but Frank. None of my people join me in the afternoon. I'm good. Woke up feeling lovely. How are you? I'm doing awesome. Still got this little cold, but I'm doing great. I can't complain. I'm here. We were talking about a role model, being a good role model to your children, but I got to go right now. I wish I could stay on to 10, 11 o'clock. I'm trying to get my watch hours. Girl, I got to go right now. I'm going to try to get on later on today. But none of my people join me when I come on in the afternoon. I see some people come in. I'm like, who is these people? But I'm happy to have them in. So, guys, be good role models to your children. I have to go to work. I wish I can play hooky. Thank you, Susie. Sorry I came late. That's okay. That's okay, Susie. That's okay, Diaz. Come back again to see me, girl. I'm going to try to go on later on, talk about something. I don't know. But I'm going to try to come on later on. Once I get done from work and get my house together, I'm going to come back on. Mark would love to talk to you soon. Oh, okay. So be good to one another. The believers, I'm about to send you a message again on one of your YouTube videos. If you're listening to me, I'm about to send you another video. Not video, you hear me, I'm going all over. I'm about to send you another message in one of your videos. So listen to what I'm saying to you so I know where to go to find you again. I hope you hear me, believers, before I sign off, girl. Bye, everyone. Love you guys. I'm going to go to work now, but I will talk to you guys soon. I'll see you later if God's will. Hopefully some of you guys will join me later for a little while. But love you guys. Take care of yourself. Peace, as Frank said. Bye, Felicia.